Welcome, folks. Samson to LIBERIA Padrino. I want to thank all of you again, specifically my own chairman, D. Wilson Bali, who is in the driving seat of Nigeria politics right now. I really enjoy this young man. He's surely driving Nigeria politics, to be honest with you. This young man is he's in a driving seat, and I know that because I am with him, so I know. Welcome, Chairman Bali. Appreciate it. Those of you that are watching, we say thank you very much for joining us this evening. Please come on, let's have fun together. Safety. Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again this evening for making it possible for us to be here with our brothers and sisters. We appreciate you, and we thank you for all your blessing and your guidance. Lord Jesus, we're not different from any other person, but because of your mercy that you have on all of us, we're here today to laugh, to talk, and to say thank you. Thank you. Only through your mercy that these things are possible. Only through your mercy that we are here, because you are a merciful God. Thank you. Lord Jesus, we ask you to continue to bless our country. Bless the leadership. Give them wisdom to do what is good for us, what is good for the Liberian people. And Lord Jesus, we ask you to bless the host country. Lord, we have two tables to put food on with the diaspora. We put food here on the table here in the diaspora. We put food on the table back home with our brothers and sisters, mother, father, cousin, aunts. We put food on the table as well. And because of the way you allow us to work, because of the strength you give us, sometimes we get up in the morning, we're tired, but then you say, Samson, you have to go. There are people waiting for you. Samson, you have to go. And not just me, many Liberian diaspora, they work, they're tired, but you say, I'm giving you the strength, and you continue to provide the strength for all of the work. We say thank you. We appreciate it. We'll do the best we can. Just we ask for your guidance. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right. Folks, let's go ahead. I don't know what to say. There's so many things that is going on in Liberia right now. Many of those stuff that is happening back home, they are not anything that will worry me. Only one item that is worrisome. But before I do that, let's go ahead and start the program. This is Samson Tola, Brampa Radio. I want to welcome all of you. Bloku, by the way, the liberal, progressive. I got nobody to take back seat on this one. The liberal, progressive. Anybody else? Did I hear say something to is not? Oh, okay. Bloku, the liberal, progressive. Welcome. Let's go ahead. But anyhow, this is a very serious business that is happening in Liberia. But let's go ahead and have a conversation about this. We have our president, the president of the Republic of Liberia, Dr. Weah. Yeah, he is, folks. Dr. Weah, president of the Republic of Liberia, duly elected, 61. I can close my eye now, just see it. I don't even have to think twice. 61 point. Look, you see how my head shaking? I can just close my eye and say it because I know 61.5% the electorate elected him. No, on a very serious note. He's our president, and we have to respect him. He's our president, and we have to respect the office of the president. The office of the president of the Republic of Liberia. Republic of Liberia. This is the only country we have. We can get among other foreigners and we walk with our head way up in the sky. Why? Because I'm from the Republic of Liberia. Did you get what I'm going this afternoon? Why am I walking among other foreigners and I'm bending my hair and holding my hair high, as short as I am, just 2 feet, but my hair is about 6 foot high? Why? Because I'm from the Republic of Liberia. And so if we have a president who is representing the Republic of Liberia, he must be respected at all times. I don't agree with many things people say about him, but I'm not going to sit here and say, don't say that, don't say. Who am I to give you words to use? And it's up to you. But for me, here on this platform, he's my president. I will criticize, but I will do so with respect. I will criticize, but I will do so with responsibility. Because why? Any of you that are watching me right now, woman, man, it doesn't matter. Once you attain the age, constitutional age to be president of the Republic, you will be. Then we're not going back to two-way party. So say one, so say all. It's done. We're not going back. One man, one vote. That's it. So any of you can sit in that office tomorrow. And you will want Samson told to respect the office and respect you as an individual. And we will do so. However, we will criticize, but with respect and responsibility. Let's start the process. Samson told LeBron Public. I'm not going to play a lot of video here. In fact, I'm not even going to play a video here tonight because I think what is happening in Liberia I'm not too sure. I haven't gone into depth yet, but just from what I've been viewing, what I've been hearing, it's ridiculous. The question, and I'm going to ask this ridiculous, what you want with Koluba? What you want with Yeke Koluba? What you want? And here's what I want Dr. Weah and his people to know. If anything happened to Yeke Koluba, people will hold you people responsible. I've been saying this thing over and over and over, and nobody is listening to me. Nobody is listening to me. Yeke Koluba was elected. If you don't think Yeke Koluba is serving the people, wait for Yeke Koluba time and put somebody against and run campaign. Why people going to Yeke Koluba house at night? He's a sitting representative. And according to the state police sitting there. Why? The Yeke Koluba business you're playing with, it will bring some serious issue in our country. First thing, Yeke Koluba is a representative. I've not heard anything from any of these other representatives. It's Yeke Koluba today. It could be you tomorrow. I know so. I have experienced lots and lots of stuff when I was in Liberia. But it's not about me. Why would Yeke Koluba house be attacked? And up to this time, we have not read anything about people being in jail. Where's the investigation? I don't know. Maybe the investigation is already done. People are watching. You know what other people are saying right now? You know what people have been saying? People have been calling me all day. They say this government is doing that as a way of extraction, distracting from the passport issue. You see how people taking this thing? So you all bring Yeke Koluba so people will not look at passport issue. Why Yeke Koluba was to get killed last night? Then what? What is this? What is this? This is Liberia. If the man is criticizing, even if he's using whatever language he's using, sue him. If you can't sue him because he's a certain representative, wait till his time and you put somebody against and you take Yeke Koluba from the position. All last night, I couldn't sleep. And people were calling and I was reading stuff. That we are sending people to arrest Koluba. I don't know that, but that's what people have been writing. Why there's one Yeke Koluba? For what reason? For what reason? Yeke Koluba is not stopping the budget from going through. Yeke Koluba is not stopping anybody from getting paid. Yeke Koluba criticized. Some of us are not happy. But that doesn't mean because I'm not happy the way Yeke Koluba, then that means the people should go and mess with his life. The same thing happened to the person Alfonso had on the show today. Because he parked his car by the mayor house, he was brutalized. And the mayor was not in support of that. But that's not how people see it. They think they're going to hurt somebody on your behalf, thinking that you're going to like it. This thing you're playing with, this thing you're playing with. This thing you're playing with. Many of us here in the diaspora already. Unless I go steal something tomorrow, they're not going to deport me again. They did it one time, they're not going to do it again. Because I'm obeying the rule now. I can only come to Liberia with my own free will. Unless I hurt somebody or steal something or do something bad to the United States government. And then they say, we don't want you. You no longer deserve to be in our country. But it ain't happening yet. Many of us, we send money over there. Work and send money. I can't wait for 3 days from now. You know how many dollars I'm planning sending to Liberia? All over the country? More than $1,000. Me alone. Something told alone more than $1,000. For what reason? You think that $1,000 are going to go be spent in Guinea? No. We continue to support this government, no matter what. We will continue to do things over and over and over. Some of us will try and carry our ugly faces on some of the platforms and try to defend this government. Then they throw eggs in our faces. We can't defend it. What am I going to say? If somebody asks me what happened to the government, they say what am I going to say? What am I going to say? This is ridiculous. All the roads in Liberia are all messed up. All the roads that people are supposed to be, they're all messed up, except for a few. You're going to go after Yeke Koluba. You're going to go after Yeke Koluba. You're going to go after Yeke Koluba. Road, just in Nima County, the roads are bad. Mean road that go, I think they say Yeke Pa or something, is bad. Road from Ganta going to Tapata to go to Grand Gita is bad. You're going to go after Yeke Koluba. Senator Gay was on our show the other day and said you were bluffing. You ain't got no money. Then you say you got money. You're going after Yeke Koluba. You're not fixing those things. What is that? If what they're saying, if you people truly are going after Yeka Koluba, then it's wrong. This thing here you're playing with, this is how it started some time ago. From my own experience, we talk and talk. You leave it, the election. If your thing said don't stole the election, you wait for another election time and we go after that. No, the man will not stay in that office. He stole the election. You stop it. 2 elephant fight, grass can suffer. Excuse me, folks. Let me take this call here a minute. Folks, my tourist brother in Liberia called me and he started blasting. He even said hello. First thing he called, he said, you know who I am? I call you, not answering your call. I said, I'm on air. He said, I care. I'm calling you from Liberia. You not answer my call? That Liberia. I will call him, that's my own brother. Victor B. Smith. Nothing for you, my aim for you more. Victor B. Smith. Victor, I'll call you later. Thank you. But anyway, folks, on a very serious note, let's go back to this. Let's go back to this. We've been having series of conversation. People want position, want election. In this type of election time, and you're going to have issue with Yeka Koluba. You'll have serious issue over there in terms of the election practices that is going on, being challenged right now by the opposition. You're not looking at this. These things happened before. 1985. The election gonna not good. Those stolen, you're leaving. No, that's not good thing. We can't have this kind of thing. 250,000 lives later, we're still trying to put it together. We're still trying to put it together. These things didn't start with killing 14, 15, 16 people. It started with one person. And the person that got killed, their family member wanted revenge. These things don't end easily. Just stop it. Just stop it. CDC, Dr. Weah, you're in driver's seat. You are the president of the country. If these kinds of things going on, get involved. Stop these things. Stop so that your turn will be peaceful. The love you have in our country is nothing, no one can pass that. Stop these kinds of stuff. If this is what's happening with the government, it must be stopped. And if the government is not involved, find out who doing these things to Yeka Koluba. Yeka Koluba is part of your government. Find out who doing these things and they need to stop. If Yeka Koluba holding your feet to the fire, perhaps the language Yeka Koluba is using, many of us are not comfortable with it. But who am I to say Yeka Koluba? Yes, the kind of war. They're not fool words, they're not small waters or fool are putting a spoon and feed Yeka Koluba with it. If Yeka Koluba deep inside of himself, if he think the language he's using to describe you, to talk to you, if it's suitable, it's up to Yeka Koluba and his God. But that does not require that Yeka Koluba life being threatened. You have not been able to be reading African history. You remember, maybe you are too young. Same thing like that. Congo, Same thing like this. Uganda. Same thing like this. Rwanda. You see all the places I'm naming, even in Liberia. Must we go back there again? God had helped us. You see, your soul, the way you behave, I don't know how to describe it. Instead of you're not thinking, instead of you to put together and harness the energy, the Liberian diaspora, they are now broke. Many of the young Liberians, they're working. And every day they send money home. You're not doing all of your major bridges in Liberia are crumbling. Here's another issue. Stesto River, the bridge next to Tota. When that bridge break down, what you think? How you think people from Grand, they gotta go all the way to Sano to come to Montreal? You don't know these bridges that connect these states, city and towns, they are very important. Why you're wasting time with yourself, with Yeke Koluba? For what? For what? But then again, what the people are saying, most likely there's truth to it. They said these people are going after Yeke Koluba because of the passport issue. The passport issue is a very big deal, but it does not involve the life, the threats of people's life. Yet the passport, people can get fired, people can go to jail. But before they go to jail, they will have to go through the court system. Why Yeke Koluba last night? What they want come from again? Where they want come from? And he was just saying last night, I'm not going to go in there. Because if I leave the people out here, their life will be in danger. Yeke Koluba you're not going to leave. You want Yeke Koluba out of the system? Vote him out. But what is this? What is this? I truly believe people like me, if I'm in Liberia, y'all will do the same thing to people like us. Because whatever little we say here by criticizing, people would. This is why you don't understand, Dr. Weir. Maybe you yourself were not even involved. But people are doing it, hoping that you'll be happy. And when it happens, you don't say nothing. That young man from the radio station cursed the vice president. Disgraced the vice president publicly. Nothing. We hear from you. We hear from you. Koluba and Arizona Kume, their life was threatened in Zwadru. My own city. We hear from you. Nothing. You say you're doing investigation. Nothing. But when that young man put up picture for AK-47, look how fast you're dragging him over to the court to go to jail. You stop the kind of thing. You hear what Samuel Johnson said? You're not paying attention. That one thing I love about you. You hear what Samuel Johnson said the other day? He said, Joy, we are people think that they're the only men in town. They're not. You think the other people, when you do something, they will just sit down for you to walk over there? The same thing I used to say, that the same thing I'm saying now. You look into something in us, something that looking inside of you too. Men push men. That, hey, what make you think you just run over people? Even me, scary Joe like me, the way I scared like this, I scared so much. If I get to Liberia, people can push me, I'm crying man, I will push back. You want to die one time. But I'm scared. So I'm not coming. Before you even try to push me, I don't want nobody to push me. Yeah? No, but not very serious, no. All of you, no, you're not going anywhere. You think you'll go, Ghana, can't borrow me, dab me. Too much power in Liberia. Ain't nobody going nowhere. Look, you stop it. And let you give us opportunity for us to do that. You know, when was the last time that I talk about roads in Liberia? Every time, you know how many dollars? I spent almost $800 to $900 buying myself for nice stuff here for me to be teaching how to do road design. I can't even touch that. Every day, politics. I can't touch it. How am I going to leave Columbus situation and go draw on a ball? What sense does it make? What sense does it make? Right now, we're in the throes of the rainy season, and people are writing about road in Nima County, one of the rich vote area in Nima County. The people can't move certain part of the country. When you will sit down, Dr. Weir, what is it that can wake you up 3:30 in the morning? What about Liberia that when you think of, you can be sweating at night? What about Liberia? What is it on Liberia that when you think of, you say, oh my God, I got to get to this? What is it? What is it? Columbus? I don't know what happened from government to your job, like to make people caca smell good. That's all. Columbus talking like that. So you go on with your work. Look at, I was just reading something here. What's his name? Samuel Twa getting to be award, some kind of something international community. But the international community, they kind of blindfold the guy on their face. They don't even see it. But I keep saying this. They don't care. Whether you take Samson to the man who don't know anything, you make me I don't call it Minister of Finance. They will still give me a war. The fact that Liberia is surviving, the fact that Liberia is not a failed state, I will get on a war. Even though I'm not doing nothing. Why would they give a war to Samuel to? What reason can they come and actually tell us tangible that Samuel 12 have done? But that's what they're saying. They were giving a war because Liberia is not a failed state. Some people, they think you're playing with. They think you're playing with. You got more issue on your hand. The way you're going like this. You think the election issue that is facing us so critical, then you're going to waste your time with Yeke Koluba. So people, even if Yeke Koluba, he been complaining over and over about his former security trying to harm him. And the former security up to this time, they have not been investigated. So you say Yeke Koluba is lying, most likely. So you think if anything happened to Yeke Koluba, that will make people, Liberian people scared? Apparently you have never, you see, one of the things you do, most of you, sometimes you need to go and watch the war footage, the footage from the war. The young people are fighting. When the people shooting, the other people running there. Liberia want peace. That's why you're having peace. Let me say again, it's not because you're scared. Liberia want peace. That's why you're having peace. There was an old lady that was putting her coal bag together yesterday. You know the words you use? The president stomach full. You better do something and you'll leave the man alone. You come and find your little coal and go sell it. The president's stomach full. So that means the president not hungry again. You know what that means? It's very sad. It's very sad. It's very sad. Look at the Agile program they have some day ago. The I call it press union, like drug program they have. These are people you're supposed to use. But the Columbia stop midnight. You think that will make investors run to Liberia? You know how many investors you're now trying to bring in our country? The investor from Australia. I don't even hear again. I don't know where you are now. The investor then that from Kuwait. I don't hear about them again. The investor then that come from Emirates, whatever they call, I don't hear about them again. Not that people don't, they know Liberians. Look at the soil you have in our country. Look at the population. Any country with that kinds of young population, energy, Follow everywhere. The energy wasting. And why people are now running to use those young people to build something for them? Because they don't see anything good coming out. All they see is confusion. You're not preparing these young people to be able for. So investors come to Liberia right now. That they say we are sour. That sour will go to investor and investor. You know what investor is? To invest. You know what that is? You put money somewhere and you expect something to come back. You think people will take their millions and millions of dollars, invest in Liberia for their money to go free? They want profit. Can they make profit in Liberia? You're not even thinking. And the so-called broke people in Liberia, the older folks that are educated, they're not even talking to you. They just let them go. They let them go. Those are the people say are going to deal with you tonight. They let them go basically long time. Any man want to be president? Let him be president now. What kind of ridiculous idea is that? You think when something starts in Liberia, you're all people, you'll be safe? None of us. We're all going to suffer. Whether you're here in the diaspora or you're back home, you're still going to suffer. Of course, the degree of suffering is going to be different. But you will still. Which one of us in America, if something happening in Liberia tonight, gone shooting from one community, which one of us will go to sleep? Which one will go to sleep tonight? That will not be looking for BBC, where we can catch BBC and be able to get the news. Why we all not getting involved? And just let few people from the opposition, few people from the government, just making all these kinds of foolish noise. And the rest of us will just sit down. We're just sitting down. Nothing. Nothing. When they do that, we Liberians we let it turn our hand around. Just like Donald Trump. When they do that, the people business. I tired. You tired? What kind of business is this? And here's what happened. I predicted this thing long, but y'all go back to my year or so video. I predicted what's happening right now. Doctor, we are in a bubble so much. That bubble usually is supposed to have some little clarity. But the other bubble, you can't even see nothing. It's in the bubble so much, you can't see anything. Because those that have nothing to contribute in our country will continue to foment these kinds of conflict among us. Who are we that we are not able to talk? Me. A stupid man like me, Koluba cursing me. I know I can't do nothing because he's representative. Did I not say this here a long time ago? Saturday evening, 4 o'clock. Dr. Weir, I'm not even taking anybody. Just, the president come you. You go to Koluba place. I want to see Yeka Koluba. Yeka Koluba, what you want to see me for? Who are you to come see me? Oh, my man. We just here. I come in your constitution. They are part of Liberia. I'm the president. I come visit with you. I come to see what's in your area that you need. What kind of stuff you want us to work on. You think Yeka Koluba gonna drive you away? But you're so proud that your own proudness is eating your soul out. If you do that to Yeka Koluba, people think you're scared. It's your supporters. The president's scared. No, you are strong. Strong person will do those kinds of things. My people. That Liberia. We just refuse to learn. We refuse to learn. But our Sansinto, Bloku, the liberal progressive, will continue to talk. Because what I've seen in Liberia is plenty. Plenty. Many of you have not seen it kind of thing. Where people come, put human being, kneel the person down, and the person looking up in the sky, in the sun, for hours, for $10 business. House tax, $10. and then they have the other stake, two stake like this. Then they put a person's foot in there and tie the other one, and you can hear a grown man yelling, begging for people to pay the $10 so they can leave him alone. And these are the people who are tying their feet. They are crown people. The person who feed the tie, they are crown men. But on whose behalf? On the behalf of two-way party. And when I tell that I leave total and go to Montreal, he's not coming back in any kind of investment. Nothing. Then we got that kind of thing. Opportunity for us not to pay back, but for us. Those people who were suffering those times, their kids, their children, to be able to enjoy ourselves. The country people follow the House of Representatives. The country people follow the Senate. They can't even make good law that will benefit the entire country. They can't even come together to have issue between Dr. Weah and Koluba to settle it. Dr. Weah, crewmen. I say maybe you, I say crewmen, Koluba, lawman men. That then one you can't bring them together for them to talk. They just sit down there in Liberia, you think you're enjoying yourself. What is this? We got a long way to go. We have very long way to go. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And you expect, here's the thing that's going to hurt you more. You think say you're enjoying because you're getting money here and there. Money alone will not satisfy you. Every day, people are suffering. And you know it because you yourself used to be in that same position. What make you think that when you go to sleep, you can, after eating every kesali, enjoying yourself, then you go to sleep? That's what many of you drinking. Because you cannot go to sleep without drinking because you will think about the condition you were in before. People are in that condition now. So for you to forget it, you drink a little bit and maybe you'll go to sleep. And you do it today, you do it tomorrow, you do it day after. Because you know very well, you sitting there enjoying yourself, the same position you were in 10, 15 years ago. Some young man is in that same position right now. Trying to go to college. He can't go. No light. So the little hut he stay in. He's smart. He want to go to college, but he can't go. And I know many of you faced that same problem before. So why you come from here, you go back, you were in that same position before. Many of you, Monrovia is not your birthplace. You came from the countryside and come to Monrovia. And when you came to Monrovia, you started educating yourself. Your man not there, your pa not there. You got to find food for yourself to go to school. The same thing you're doing. Young people are doing it the same now. You're supposed to look back and say, we used to be like this. What can I do to help? Nothing. Nothing. Go to Monrovia right now. Even last night, the Colbuster, the place was dark in Monrovia. In Monrovia, when it rained, these streets that you're fixing, so chop, the people walking in the water still. When will we get out of this thing? Must we say, oh, we're going to wait until Dr. Weah? Then no, Dr. Weah going to fix it. Because you have the ability. You have to get out of that bubble. There are certain people that are with you. They don't care. They're going to get what they want. And as soon as your government time is over, they will not even stay in Liberia. Because many of them have residents outside of Liberia already. Their family not even in Liberia. They're not going to struggle. But people that you know. Dr. Weah, you know plenty of people. And now all the people that you know are not enjoying, there are many of them that are suffering. And you know so. And that's the one that's going to continue to hurt you. Turn it around. Leave the Cordoba Leave Yeke Koloba. Let Yeke Koloba criticize. Yeke Koloba is not criticizing because he's hungry. Yeke Koloba is not criticizing because he got clothes to wear. But Yeke Koloba is seeing, maybe not you, but other people around you are getting things that are not supposed to be. And your good friend Baba Chima in the Senate, in the House of Rep, they put a seal to his mouth. And he said, no, you can't close my mouth. And he said, if I can't talk here on the floor, I will talk here outside. That's the whole crux of the Yeke Koloba something. Let me tell you today. If Yeke Koloba is giving opportunity to express himself freely on the floor of the representative, you will not see Yeke Koloba coming outside to say what he was, because they shut him up in there, so he has to come outside. You saw what happened the other day when the speaker asked him to leave. He said, okay. He came outside, he started talking. Folks, this is Samson Toll. This is Samson Toll again. People, you see, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Wow. But you see, this is, many of you are at a disadvantage. When I'm talking, many of you don't understand from my perspective. First of all, I'm an engineer. And so when I'm talking about these things, I'm talking in terms of solution. It's not about assigning blame. It's about solution. But because you're perhaps, and I'm just saying perhaps, you don't have the engineering mind to fix things, and therefore you try to put blame, because that's what you do. You assign blame. But that's not what I do. I'm saying let's do this to find a solution. I'll give you an example. See me coming on a little bit late. We had a meeting. I'm building a bridge over there up north. And people been on this bridge here for almost 15 years. And then they called a man from Total. I'm involved. It's going to be built. Why? Because my thing is, where is the solution? Where is the solution? They built a bridge 40 years ago. And they find within himself, the bridge column like this, and the column have an abutment. Have a foundation. So the people, smart people, of course, not like from Total, but the smart people, they took pipe and put it over the foundation. And the pipe over the years have done this good job. But now they're getting ready to replace the bridge. So how do you do it? You got to remove this foundation. The pipe going to come out. If the pipe come out now, all the water the pipe are collected over the years. And people live in that area. If you take the pipe up, how did the water go? So I have to come up with a solution. I'm not going to go there and say, the people who built this thing 40 years ago should have known better. They should have fixed it then. No, that's 40 years ago. Time is gone. I'm not going to deal with it. I want now. Solution now. That's the solution I'm giving them. We're going to put a temporary pipe to drain while the people removing the foundation. When they finish, I put that pipe back. Simple. That solution, that total solution, but it will work. Simple. You're writing, condemning me. I'm telling you, how do we find solution? Then you're there condemning me. What's about the other people? The other people business I'm talking about? Who's the captain right now of this ship? Dr. Weir. Exactly. If anything happens, who you think the international community is going to hold? You think they're going to call Koloba? Dr. Weir. Of course. So if I'm addressing my question, please, if you're not coming here to help me, please get off my page. I don't need you. I don't need you. The issue, many of you, years ago, running all over from Ghana to Sierra Leone, back to Ghana, back to Sierra Leone, back to Nigeria, bike to Toko, running everywhere. You want your food to go to LIBERIA? And this is what he thinks, that's how it starts. You have our brothers and sisters back home right now, having a cold breeze, enjoying themselves a little bit. And we have these things go. Then you want to tell me, why am I bringing this thing up? Then you have no sense of responsibility. You have no sense of responsibility. I'm not even going to deal with you. I'm talking about finding solution. Why is it up to this time Dr. Weah have not approached Cordoba? You think if Dr. Weah were to go to Cordoba house, that would make him weak? That would make him not president of the Republic of Liberia? That would take a position away? That would take all of the accolade that he has gotten over the years playing football? That would take it away? In fact, I will predict to you, if Dr. Weah were to go to Cordoba house and have a conversation with Cordoba, go to that house, get your own bottle of beer. In Cordoba, you and I going to drink today. You think a Dr. Weah do that? Cordoba why all the press standing there? Dr. Weah said, oh, Cordoba, you and I going to have a beer tonight. And I'm leaving the place until you. The Cordoba said, I don't even want to tell you. He get in the car and go. Cordoba will not do that, because Cordoba also know that people elected him. This is how, if Cordoba going to be defeated, Cordoba will defeat himself if Dr. Weah approach him like that. Is that not a solution? So all of the disturbance last night, is that something conducive for Liberia development? How much development plan that came out of Cordoba disturbance last night? How many development plan that Dr. Weah and the people or the government of Liberia can come out and boast of? Then when I'm talking to you here, don't even know who you are, don't even know where you're coming from, you're going to come here and condemn me. Enjoy yourself. You will not deter me. You will not stop me. I will continue to preach the peace, because I know without peace, what will happen? I know it. I've seen it. I've seen it. And here's the thing you have to understand. No more refugee program. Even if Joe Biden comes and wins tomorrow, he's not gonna do away with Donald Trump erasing the refugee program. So if you start foolishness in Liberia, you're not gonna have people opening door for you to come run. It's not happening again. They're not gonna just stay down for you to go and start foolishness over there. Then say, okay, you come in. It's not happening. Then if I'm sitting down here, you think people ain't got nothing to do? I could come here and play music all day. Just watch it. Listen to that kind of music. Listen. I could come here and enjoy myself. Just tell me if I'm not going to enjoy myself. Just here. Yeah?
I said, Mama.
Yeah? That's my music. If I sit down here, I say I'll play music all day, I'll play. But what good would it do me in the whole of Liberia if I count the immediate relative that I have? Most likely not even going to reach 20. And I'm not unique. But why are we still talking about Liberia if we don't have that much connection to it? Because that's the country we have. So you sit down and continue to condemn me. You sit down, your blind loyalties, your tiny sedition, you continue to curse me. That's okay. What your curse will do to me? Nothing. You ain't feeling my mom. My ain't feeling you. Think I'm scared of you? I beg you. I beg you. You ain't able. So I will continue to preach peace. Peace. Because it's better than war. Peace. Peace is better than war. So go ahead, enjoy yourself. That's you. But anyway, let me go back. So once again, I'm going to let this one rest. And I'm not going to speak of the passport issue, because the passport issue is laughable. And this is what I say, and I've always said this. something that is not your character, you put your hand in it, you will be disgraced. Because it's not part of you. You probably don't know how to get out. There's a guy, I know about the consulate business. There's a guy here in a California area, and he, during Arlington, he wanted, I'm not too sure whether he got in that position or not, but he wanted to be one of those that he wanted to be a consulate general in the Sacramento, Southern California area. And there's a lady, I'm not going to call her name, but we were invited because I'm very connected here in my own community. So we were invited. We went to LA to have that conversation. But I at first I didn't understand. But then after a while, I started asking questions. Why would this man, who seemed to be doing well here, an African American, who seemed to be doing well here in the United States, why would he want to be consul general just to get passport? All I thought was to get somewhere for Liberian to go, because we're here. If we want anything, we have to go all the way to the East Coast. So I thought it was a good idea. If we have somebody here, we can go. If I want visa or anything, something like that, or somebody, family member want visa, you know, we got children who are born here, they got American passport. So if they want visa, I think you go to LA, or you go to San Francisco, or you go to the Bay Area and get visa. But then as I started looking into it, the privilege that comes with that, immense, huge privilege. And then I had a conversation with another person, and we talked about it. At that time, the former ambassador, Janet Salente, was here. We all met, we know. And then I started understanding the man, why he wanted that position. But I said, I'm not going to even get myself involved. If the people in Liberia feel that this man is qualified, so be it. But so I'm not going to discuss it right now. I'm going to discuss it later. Once we have clear understanding of what's happening. If you don't know how to look for money, money will look for you. And then when money starts looking for you, that's trouble. Why Liberians are so, yeah. Marcia agreed, Marcia, don't get me wrong. But I will not put my character, the little character that I have, even, you know what I mean? Alfonso and Nathaniel, they're planning cool, they want to fire me. They're getting ready to suspend me. And I'm fighting them. The little character that I have, you think I'm going to go sell myself for money, to be honest? No. What's with this government, Dr. We are government, and everything you hear, everybody keeps saying money, money, money. I was in Liberia during the inaugural program. And many people that I know were complaining because certain individual want him to be paid before you can get a position. I know for fact that somebody paid $80,000. They say 80 or 800. I don't know. But he paid a lot of money to get a deputy position. If you're going to pay that much money, there's two things. If you qualify and you're paying that much money for that position, then there's certain thing in that position that will give you double your money. Or you have no clue, but you want that position, so you pay. I something too. The little not, I will pay for engineering position in Liberia. I don't think so. I don't think so. But the way the money business is going in our country, it's ridiculous. And here's the thing: I could say these are some of the things that are causing us problems. Because many of these people that are now in position, they were not in isolation in Liberia. People, they all knew each other. So out of a sudden, we all used to eat on a small table. When Mom Mary, we go to Mom Mary's kitchen, Kobo, out of a setting in less than 3 years, but because of your connection, in less than 3 years, go see your mansion. What? I know you're not to say you got money, your parents rich, so they were saving money for you. In 3 years, look at your mansion. In 3 years, look at the kind of clothes you're wearing. In 3 years, look at the kind of car you're driving. In Liberia, why you can't be circumspect a little bit? If you're going to do those kind of stuff, do it with sensible ideas. People walking around with Gucci. What happened to guarantee? They don't even touch guarantee anymore. And these young people, they know these things. They've seen it. So what do? Everybody now they're in the street demonstrating for high pay. You're saying you got money, oh. You're saying you ain't got money. And Senator Gay attested to that. He came out here and said, the people ain't got money. You're saying you ain't got money. But look how much money that is being spent. How much is, I'm being honest. I'm not trying to bring any confusion. I'm being honest. How much money Thomas Fowler has made over the years? How much money? $5 million? So even that, it was that. Even if he's spending $2, but the way you do it, it's causing problem. People are not stupid. They can't even feed their children. They're out of a certain people are just there. Few. And this is not Concord country anymore. This is the problem you have. Because we all grew up together. We know each other. And all of a sudden, you're getting, I'm not getting. What have you done specifically to get you to that position except for your connection and the election? That put me back to my position of election. Election matters. Election matters. People you elect either will help you improve your life or will do things that perhaps you're not going to be comfortable with. Election matters. Election matters. I'll go back to Dallas Dillon issue here. Look how much money Thomas Fowler and his people are spending to make sure Dallas Dillon doesn't get that position again. Now let's go ahead. They have the right. Let me make that clear. They have the right to challenge. But what I'm saying is this. Do you truly believe that if President Weah have not injected himself into this? Because I keep saying he's popular. He's number one popular person in Liberia. Second to him is Costa. Okay. So if President Weah have not injected himself on, and you have Thomas Fowler going head to head with Dallas Dillon, you think Thomas Fowler will even get traction? I don't think so. Because what have Dallas Dillon, what has he done that will cause people to say we want to replace him? You tell me. Dallas Dillon came in and told people what he was going to do for the Maserati. He did. And immediately when he got in, you know what Abacha said? The people elected you, but they play a part than I. You want to tell me the people elected him to go be senator? Then he said they play he come here apart at different place. What they send him? They send him to your farm. That's not being sincere. So Dallas Dillon told people what he was going to do, and he continued to do it. So why is it, if this was not, I want that position at all cost, if that statement has not been made, you think Thomas Fowler can seriously defeat Dallas Dillon? Just by pure logic, what have you done for me lately? If the two people put, what have you done for me lately? You think Dallas Dillon going to be defeated? I don't think so. Months ago, I've already said that Dallas Dillon going to be dislodged from his position because the way the president and the sedition are campaigning, and most likely they're going to have the numbers. But if this was just pure work based on the merits, based on your performance, you think Dallas Dillon going to be knocked out? I doubt it. You was not people going to say, but look at Tomofala. Look at a university. Tomofala University. Tomofala University. Not University of Liberia. That belonged to Tomofala and his family. He will make money out of it. That's not for you alone. He can even say, you know what, I don't want people to pay. You just come free. It's still until Tomofala turn all the documents, the deeds, everything to the Republic of Liberia. That university belonged to Tomofala. He will get, you think the man putting money in there for nothing? Tomofala is a representative in Moserado County. When Tomofala leave that position, Liberian government said they don't got money now, but guess what? They're going to have to be mandated by the Constitution to fill Tomofala position. You know how much money they're going to pay, they're going to put in there again? He has the right to contest. He has the right. He's a Liberian. But I'm just saying to you, before we come into this position, before we come into these kinds of stuff, first, you must be convinced that the person you want out, because the person is not performing according to even according to you. But can Tomofala and his people stand up publicly and truthfully to say Dallas Dillon is corrupt or Dallas Dillon is inept? Can you say that truly? Can you say that? What are the evidence? What are some of the things that you have to show that Dallas Dillon is not able to perform his duty? Dallas Dillon, because of him, many people in Moserado County are finding out what is happening in the Senate. Before Dallas Dillon went in there, some of us didn't know how much senator they were making. Dallas Dillon told us. Before Dallas Dillon went in there, we didn't even know the procedure of how they do the concession process and things. We don't know. We're just guessing. Because why? We think we're educated, so we can do educated guessing. Dallas Dillon came and started telling people. So what is it that he has done? Is it because he was telling people what was happening in the Senate? That's too bad. Because the Senate, hello? Senate is not a private club. Okay, folks. Okay, all right. Bio Junior, oh, that Eddie again tonight. Eddie again tonight. Come, Eddie, come open your mouth tonight again. I put chala you. Yeah, no, you go like that. Where? He said, "Any day, yeah, blazing." Come again tonight. Come open your mouth. People chala you. Anyway, folks, this is Samson to election matter on a very serious note. Election matter. Now, I read today that the COP is going to court, and the Supreme Court they told the Election Commission to do certain things, and no thing that is they demanded the Election Commission to do, they're not doing it. So if the Supreme Court, it's going to be very interesting. Having had all of the excitement, is the Supreme Court now going to come and make a ruling to say we're going to suspend the election? It's going to be something. What do you do now? Okay, you let NEC go ahead and violate a rule that you yourself have said then you're not an institution anymore. So they're in a bad situation as well. But we're waiting to see. Okay, let me before I open my line, folks, let me just say this here again to Dr. Weah and his people. You please leave the Yaka Koloba business before it turns to something ugly in that place. Our country is too small. You're stopping. There's a man that died last week, Church people, during Doe administration. When people were being killed, he made a statement. The people you kill, they have relatives. And their relatives not gonna let it go for nothing. They will stick with it. So we have to be careful. You don't just go killing people. You have to be careful. Now, Yeke Koloba, whatever county he belongs in, they're not saying anything right now. But you go harm that young man. You go harm him. And you think where he come from, the people be quiet. They might not like the kinds of things he say and things like that. But that will not make them happy if he doesn't have his life anymore. So let me go ahead and put the number up. Give me a call, Sam Sinto, LIBERIA Public Radio. Give me a call if you like. Let me put a number up. Okay. Give me a call, Sam Sinto, LIBERIA Public Radio. I have other stuff here I wanted to talk about tonight, but yeah, time to get out of here anyway. Let me just, give me a call, Sam Sinto, LIBERIA Public Radio. I wanted to talk about other issues tonight, but this is very important. It's very important that we have these kinds of conversations, because if we can't, this is just senatorial election, and we're talking plenty like this. How much more 2023, when everything will be at stake? It's going to be hot. It's going to be hot. Give me a call. Sam Sinto, LIBERIA Public Radio. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Yeah, my name is Anthony Wewo. I'm calling from North Carolina.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. What's on your mind?
Yeah, my senior brother, I'm just watching your talk show.
Thank you.
I really appreciate what you are saying, but today they don't understand what you are trying to say. People who did not see what happened from the exit of the president, when you are saying this, they look at you to be that they just want to show yourself up. What you are saying is the truth. And we're talking in the interest of our children, our unborn kids. But today, you were talking, those are near the president, they're not getting good about. It's going to bring a serious problem in our country.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Continue to talk.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay.
Give me a call, Sam Sinto, LIBERIA Public Radio. My number is right up there. Give me a call. Eddie Byron Jr., give me a call. Or if you want me to call you, if you don't have the unit, you want me to call you, I'll call you so you can express yourself. His father, when his father was alive, he used to be one of my best friend ever. We disturbed Monroe. Yeah. Sam Sinto, LIBERIA Public Radio. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Yeah, Lodi, how you doing?
No, not bad. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. Josh, we have problem. It's not all the issues you outline in Liberia. Josh, we have problem is Henry Koska and Yeke Koloba. We have problem in Liberia. We have rules. We have a lot of things that are happening in Liberia, but Josh, we don't pay attention to it. Brother Toe, when you are a leader and you only listen to one side, I like the way you talk. I like your analysis. If Josh Weah can just walk to Yeke Koloba and say, my man, we all are one. Whether you want me or you want us as a Liberian, as the officials of this government to do. Carlos sit down on the table and talk. Even if Yeke refuse to go to you, you try 1 or 2 times, 3 times, but Samuel 12, Nathaniel McGill, the other boy they call Akalas Gray. These are the people. Let me admit, these are the people who spoil George Weah today. Liberia in a bigger hole. These are the people who spoil George Weah today. It's not any other person. You know, if you have just few people, few group of people who play clique around you and tell you, say, Mr. President, you okay. You okay, go ahead and do it. I remember when 1990, when Rebel was in Banga, Brother Toe, the former information minister, Emmanuel Guya, I can still remember, Emmanuel Guya said they now push Rebel all the way to Nima County. These are the people who spoil President Weah today, calling all of us opposition. How many times, Samson, have you come on the show to educate your own brother from the Southeastern and he can't listen to you? Whatsoever he says is, excuse me, Samson too is talking rubbish. Let me put it like Liberian way. Rubbish. He doesn't listen. He doesn't listen to anybody. But he think, where is Charles Taylor today? Charles Taylor is in Great Britain, he's in jail. Anybody with Charles Taylor? Do they arrest Prince Johnson? Do they arrest anybody? All those that fought in Liberia, all the generals, do they go with with Charles Taylor? You know, sometimes the words of Eastern, all of us from there. But sometimes it hurts. This boy will never ever listen. Yeke Koluba, Henry Koska, they are the problem. They are the problem for George Weah. These two people, when they're telling you something, it means that they want you to change. You know, sometimes Koska can come or show who are there. But they ain't no Koska saying, they ain't no Yeke Koluba say. Look at that poor boy house today. Look at his property that was damaged. Look at his property. Who could do that to you, brother? Something too. Nobody. But you know, the former Chief Justice, the former Minister of Justice in Liberia, the way he died, some officials in this government will die on the street time to come. We are not wishing. I am not wishing.
God forbid, we pray for everybody, my brother.
Yeah, we pray for all of us to sit on the same table tomorrow. But some of them, they will say, where am I going? What happened? Many Akalas go on the radio today. He started saying all type of things. Akalas going you and Yeke Koluba, Henry Koska, Mo Ali, Darius DeLong. All of you guys were all police. Bully. You can sit and tell Mr. President, don't slow down with it, Liberian people think. Oh man, thank you, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Samson told Liberian Public, Eddie Byron, just give me your number and I will call you. So anyway, I'm reading you guys comment from time to okay, all right, folks. Let me call Eddie. Eddie, I will call you. Samson to Liberian Pub Radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? What's on your mind?
How about you? I'm Emmanuel calling. I'm calling from Zoso, Lofa County.
Wow, thank you, my brother. Thank you. Long time. Thank you for joining us. I'm excited to talk to you. How's the road situation in connection to Monrovia? How's that going?
My brother, it's not easy.
I tell you.
It's not easy. I'm looking at a video, on Facebook, but why you talking here, we just looking at the people. The day our brother, anything happened to our brother, at the time that people will know. At the time that people will know. we are saying now, looking at them. Yeka Kolba, Yeka Kolba that representative for
Monserrato.
And Monserrato. Even though our son, our brother, but what our person doing or the people doing, every day they're looking for him. Every day they're looking for him. He can't come from your house. He comes to somebody's house in the night. I mean, I can't kill anybody going V because he can defend himself. So, if the person listen to me, let him leave our son or let him leave your Kolba. Thank you, Papi.
Thank you. Hey, my man, I know, Papi, I'm not 25-year-old. But thank you. Folks, I just said it here. You can't do those things. Just leave the young man alone. The president, I wish I could be closer to this, Dr. Weir. His situation is so sad. Dr. Weir's situation is so sad as far as I'm concerned. He can get all the money he wants, but his situation is so sad. I will explain it. Let me take this call. Samson told LeBron Public, what's your name, where you're calling from, what's on your mind?
Hey, Mr. Toe, how you doing, man?
Thank you. We appreciate it. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I've been listening to your show a while now, a couple of months, but let me put my little 2 cents in there.
Please.
My brother, Liberia right now is having a very serious compound complex problem.
Wait a minute. Compound complex?
Yeah.
Then we're done.
With this compound complex fraction, right? Well, they mix everything together.
Yeah, man.
Everything together. So, at this time in our society in Liberia, we are too divided, my brother. You've been talking to me, I've been watching you for long. We are divided on political line. We are also divided on travel line. And this is very dangerous.
It's very dangerous. It is.
My brother, I'm an American, me and my kid, American, Liberian American. And I can't afford it Liberia, but we got people over there, friends and other relatives. But what I saw, the spectacle that I saw going on last night, live, I born and grew up right on the over, right there, where they were having a thing. You got call I used to play football together right before your house. My brother, it's scary. It's scary for our women and our children. War will not come to Liberia. I'm telling you a fact. War will not come to Liberia. But you know what's going to come to Liberia? It's a bad thing coming to talk. Liberia people don't want to hear, but we don't be careful. We're going to have Rwanda situation in that country. My brother, you will say one bill. No, you say one bill call me. You said it. One day I will call you back. We got to make sure, like you say, let people get together. What it takes for job, we have to call Yeke, call you guys, engineer, call people. You let's sit and talk the Liberian thing here. Liberian people are hard to deal with, my brother. The job we are government, we know we are. We have been to my house before in Monrovia, the Liberia, near Salisa, around the Oro. But my brother, Liberian people are easy to deal with. Liberian people, you take pay every day. You can send your children to school. You can buy a little beer here, a little driver. You all right. But to go be breaking in people's houses, for people to be organizing talks and so forth, my brother, that country went backward. Let me talk a real Liberian. It went backward.
Thank you.
Hear me, my brother.
Thank you. Thank you, my brother. We appreciate it.
Thanks for your show.
Thank you. And again, folks, I'm just trying for us to find solution. Dr. We are allowed to play Ludo. You put that little ball under your arm. You go salad the money. You put it in front of you. Showing the money. Oh, the president here. Oh, the president here. You people, everybody. Oh, the president here. You can call. Who you say here? They say the president here. First thing that will come out of you. Oh, the people are gonna attack me. You can call them back. Gonna come outside. Prepare to fight. You can't say you can. And you say, man. So what you think? And he said, man, yeah, Lulu, come beat me on the Lulu here. Because I know how to play Lulu. Let's play. You put a tower on your shoulder. Let Yeke come challenge you on Lulu. If Yeke say, no, I don't want to talk to you, I'm leaving. People will be there to watch. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio, what's your name, where you're calling from, what's on your mind? Hello?
Hello, how are you?
Yes, could you please do something about your background?
Oh, yeah. I try to leave my background. Yeah, how you doing?
Not bad, not bad. What's your name, where you're calling from, what's on your mind? I need to call Eddie, my people. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Washington Dolo. I'm calling from the state of Oregon.
Thank you. Next door. Well, not next door, but
yeah. What really on my mind have to do with you just talked about the election process in Liberia, and then the problem about Liberia right now is all about Joshua, as you just said, because there are names that Joshua don't want to see, and he don't want to see them in government anything. Number one, the starter right now is Yeke Kolba, and that of the sitting representative, senator for Mosorado County, which is Darrell Dillon. So, because he feel like these are guys that always want to expose what he's doing, what is going on wrong in the House of Senate or Representative. So, as long as Joshua, what he's thinking of is to make this country to be like almost like dictatorship. That means Joshua is trying to campaign for. There was a program this afternoon's Liberia. I listened to Akaros Gray that he was saying that if they go for break for all senator or representative for city, say they're going to make sure they campaign for Thomas Fala just to win an election, because Joshua don't want for anybody to talk to him if he doing his power time. I mean, because down the road going to talk the wrong thing he's doing, you're going to say the wrong thing he's doing. But if Thomas Fala become a senator for Mosorado, what were you going to tell Joshua? Nothing. So Joshua don't want anybody behind to say anything that he's doing wrong. So his target is to get all these guys out. That's all he's doing. So I mean, that's the kind of issue we're in right now. So
thank
the
you.
problem is Joshua. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Okay, folks, y'all please hold your call. Let me call my son. Now, this guy that I'm getting ready to call, his father and I, like I said, forget about brother. We're just like twins. We used to be. We couldn't leave each other every day in Monrovia. We used to disturb a lot. We did a lot. His older sister, who was the firstborn, we used to bounce off after we finished drinking heavy club beer. She's in graduate, but we used to bounce. And the reason of bouncing her off the bed to see which one of the, because she like this, then I push the bed, then she jump up. Then Edward will push the bed, then she, to see who push will flip her over. You do that in a country that child abuse, you go to jail. But let me call this young man, folks. Samson told LIBERIA Public, let me call him. He come here, look, he will be talking all kind of nyamati. You're just bear with him. I beg you. All right, let me call Eddie. I'm getting ready to call you here. Oh my goodness! Just hold on, folks. Samson told LIBERIA.
Noblecom.com. Credit.
Let me call Eddie. I'm calling you.
Please enter your security code. Time remaining 187 minutes.
I got a lot of time. So why are you making?
Red, white, and blue, the true color. That's why I love.
Eddie Bayer.
Oh,
Yeah, Eddie Bayer.
yeah.
Okay, you wanted me to call you.
Sir.
What? Can you hear me? No, don't laugh. Don't laugh. A lot of people watching. A lot of people are listening to you. What do you got? Why you say I hate the president? How do you come up with that conclusion?
I've been today. I've been following your top show.
Okay.
You always attacking president. Yeah.
Give us some example of my attack against the president.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Too.
Eddie, come on. What are some of the attacks? Give us an example. Give us an example. Some of the.
Yes, some example is only like the attack that went on your head. You accusing the president.
How did what did I say? Don't you see, Eddie? I will help you tonight. Yeah. Please tell me, how did I accuse the president? What did I say that will accuse him to the president?
Oh, but you said your statement. You said your statement, Jerry said the one person always attacking the president. They always attacking they always attacking one person, which is Yaka Kolba. You hear me?
But if Yaka Kolba is being attacked, how is that me accusing the president?
And the people attacking Yaka Kolba, and the people attacking Yaka Kolba is this. And the city article, the president people, in other opposition attacking that friend.
Okay, but how? No. You said I accused the president. What was the language that I used, and what did I say that I accused the president?
But you know that, No. You know the problem is that in fact, hello?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Hello?
I'm listening, Eddie.
You know the problem is that my data finished earlier. My data finished earlier and I just left it now.
Oh, I just call you.
Yeah. No, I know you call me. There's a script call you did to me on Facebook. The time you're talking on Facebook on your talk show, and what is your talk show?
But people we're still on the talk show. People are still listening to you.
No, I'm saying I did not follow you because my data got my data.
So if you did not follow me, then why will you make such a ridiculous statement, Eddie?
You listen to me. I was on the line. But you always attacking the president.
I understand. Eddie, you're killing me. What do you mean by always attacking the president?
I got me. Let me tell you, if it comes to the president, Bobo or two will split. The family will split because I would have said here.
I know that. But before the family split, Eddie, wait now. Wait now, before the family split, Eddie, wait now, wait.
You are the party. You're the party. Nobody you open to no talk show. You're in America. It's not the party really because 2 years now talk show. One day, nobody see you on talk show.
Yeah, but Eddie, okay, I will take my time. Listen. Are you listening? Before the family split, like you threatening to split the family, before the family split, let's split on a real reason. You say I'm always attacking the president, but you fail. When now you fail to show where and how I attack the president. Number one. The second thing you say is that Eddie, now I'll call you. You say I didn't have talk show when Eddie were in government 12 years. Do you know LIBERIA Public Radio been existing for almost 15 years? Have you listened to us before?
Yes, but he never speak on any issue. Not 12 years. I know it's only 15 years, but any 12 years, he now have talk show for that.
Okay, have you followed me throughout these 12 years?
Yes.
You follow my show?
Your show told me that you're here.
Huh?
I think I love you. I'll follow you. Huh?
You follow I've been having a talk show on Facebook 12 years?
No. I said, you said the public radio, public radio been existing for 15 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But in 12 years, you never have a talk show to say you discuss
Eddie,
never.
Eddie.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you this. I'll call you and I will do myself a favor here because you're my son. let me tell you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, in public like this, I'm not going to tell you what to do or what not to do. I will really appreciate your love for George, and you're not the only person. Many young people love George Weah, and we appreciate that. When now, many of you love it, and I appreciate that. But here is the thing that you have to understand. Because you love George Weah does not equal to George Weah doing something good every day. You can't do that. Because George Weah is a president of all Liberians, not just you. You want to split our family because of your love for George Weah. What makes you think that I don't like George Weah either?
He's my candidate.
Huh?
My candidate, I can do that. He's my candidate. I love you. I can do that.
All right. Sure. Okay, Eddie. Thank you. It's good to hear from you again. Nice hearing from you. Now that I got your number, I'm going to save it.
I don't know when you have your talk show again. If you can give me the time you have talk show, I think I can recharge my phone and better follow you.
Okay. I have my show Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and sometimes Saturday. But here's the thing you need to know, Eddie. You're young. Very, very, very young. I was not even in Monroe when you were born anyway. So that's how law is, man. You're very young. You got to make sure while you're supporting somebody, I really appreciate your commitment to Dr. Weah. Please, I'm not going to tell you not to support him, but don't do it blindly. Try to find something. Okay. Okay, then let me ask you before you go. Since you're not doing it blindly, wait now. Since you're not, hold on. No, before you say, let me ask you a question first. So since you're not doing it blindly, in your mind, have Dr. Weah done anything wrong since he became president?
No. I'm not saying that.
No, he hasn't done it. But he's not doing it blindly. But Dr. Weah has done nothing wrong.
No, I said that.
What you said?
Excuse me?
What you said?
I said, how you want me get bored? You get me? Everybody get bored.
Okay.
But if the person doing it right, you say the truth.
Okay. Okay.
Get me?
Yes.
All your analysis on the president, 95% is wrong.
Okay.
All your analysis on the president. When they give 15%, you want president 15%, the 95, like 5%, the 95%.
Okay. So okay, out of the 100%, but I get 5%. 5% right.
No, I said on a 100%. You present like 5%.
Okay, but let's talk about the praise. Let's talk about the praise that I gave him. I gave him praise on what? What are some of the areas that I praised Dr. Weah on? The 5%.
President of LIBERIA.
All right, Eddie. I love you. Okay, son, I will be in touch with you. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. I got your number. We'll talk. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right. Like I said, he's my son. Okay. This young man, I wasn't even in Liberia when he was born. His father called me, was so excited when he was born, telling me, okay, let me take this. Samson told LeBron Pop Radio, what's your name, where you're calling from, what's on your mind?
Hey, Mr. Toll, this is Lankamoon, the only better chief in
I just had a conversation with my own son here.
How to call it? I listened to the conversation and I started to understand the situation that we are really facing.
And that's the problem we face. This young man, he got many of them, they're in voting position, and those are the people that are going to be voting.
Yeah, and then you have a young man come here to say somebody attacking the president. Attacking the president. And you hit the president. You know, that's one of the words that when Liberia use, especially according to Georgia fanatic, you know, when somebody tries to
speak out about issues that is growing the country and they're shaping it because of the leadership, we are handling it, they come out and say you hate them man. Why would Liberian man who just wake up in the morning and hate his new president? I mean, what kind of thinking is that? And then you allow the brother to express himself. They're formally all around the place talking about you don't even express the idea well. But anyway, I don't want to waste my time on it because your family is there.
Oh, he said the family gonna split. He said the family gonna split.
And I want to believe look at some of the things that happened during the wartime. People kill people foolishly because of somebody who they say they love. I love the
yes. And that even though we're laughing, but that's a very good point you're making. People can get killed for these kinds of foolishness.
Yeah,
you're right.
I love the man. If you try to hear, now if you say the teacher say about the person here, the person not only he's not your own leader too. The man is a drug president. He's not easy president. You understand? The man see the country we having a passport and the scandal going on. His name is involved for the former passport director. I would have expected a lot of the president to have a press conference right now. His passport minister on his staff, the NSA director on his staff, everybody on the podium there, engage the press, ask them what's going on. It was handle the issue quietly and move on the stage. But he sit down, the news all around the place, how he avoids this, and then somebody, when we talk about it, they say, I don't want to do it. And let me tell my brother Eddie, nobody needs lost that. In fact, some of us in Liberia, sponsor, support that job, we are in fact, I don't know where we're sitting here today. But because of how we handle our country, we have become a strong critics. And when people criticize it, doesn't mean they hate you. They wouldn't show you a way to settle yourself and move forward. That's it, Eddie. So I want you to understand that. And I hope you will do. You understand, Bobby? And I want to say, Mr. Toad, thank you. But you got a serious way to do on that particular element. Some of us, we have people that are here, our family. But what we do today is that we just let them know that you either choose the person you love, and then you forget about us because we don't want to love anything will be more than like you. When you love that man, just see we can be loving him. Love it, whatever they call that. But just be with him. I want to assume that it's in Liberia, right?
Yeah. So when he did that the other day, I called my son. And my son is older than him. So I called my son and told him, he said, okay, I will go talk to Eddie. And my son came back, he said he's sorry. I said, okay. Now I'm calling you today. He said the family gonna split.
You see, the man use a word on you tonight after that. You better push me the point. I don't want to talk. Just listen to you join your show. The man said, if you are being the family can split. If you're in Liberia, and you know what I'm Georgia say, anybody calls the president, if that person not walk on the street, and you not call the president, you just criticize the president constructively. So people are hear that kind of information was Georgia, and then you be cool. You want to read it in Liberia. If anything happens to you, it will be surprising.
No, and that's why I told my son. I said I don't count on Eddie Jr. if I'm attacking Liberia for him to come to my defense. No. But anyway, that's what the family is. No big deal. But thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your education, everything. Not everybody will watching George Weah, and matter of fact, we're not there to watch him. Like what belongs to every one of us.
No, of course. And this young man, he's not going to intimidate me. There's no way. He can say all he wants to say. He can love Weah. That's fine. But like I said, and I've always said it, I'm going to criticize, but I will do so with respect. Now, the issue that I'm talking about here tonight. But thank you, Kano. We appreciate it, bro. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Appreciate that. Thank you,
So the issue that I'm raising here tonight, it's not like I hate somebody. Let me take this call. Samson told Labrador Public Radio, what's your name? What's on your mind?
Lodi, sorry for coming back on your show. This is Berdino calling from Iowa. You know the reason. The thing that boss said to you saying your son, yes, that's your family issue. But let me just make something quick here. During the war, a lot of Nibalians died. Not that the government forces killed them. A lot of Nibalians died from Nibalian hands. It's a story. It's gone. It's been over 30 years. a gun. But this is what we, as a citizen of the Republic of Liberia, we are in now. For George Weah business, your son is telling you, you hate the president. What so much Samson told, since I've been watching Samson told over 10 months, what Samson told has said to criticize this president. Samson told always bring good suggestions in the term of advancing your little brother. But the government doesn't listen. President Weah doesn't listen. People on the other side say opposition hate President Weah. No. Oppositions are in the country to strengthen the hands of the president when he or she is doing something wrong. But look at your own son telling you this family will go apart when you continue to criticize President Weah. So this is how we look like in Liberia. This is how Liberia will continue until the time of George Weah is over. It will be your own blood. Nobody, President Weah, can do anything in the eyes of these children to be bad. Whether President Weah killed today is good. It's just like the seditious, the blind seditious. And your son is one of those.
Yeah,
seditious who are ready, who are really blind. Who whatsoever President we are having to do out there to other people is so good in the eyes of some other Liberians who are blinded people. Look, man, that thing that boss said, that's your own son though. But you go to Liberia, you must be very careful with him.
Yeah.
You know Julius Caesar's story.
Yeah.
Mark Antony, Brutus, Cinna, Casca. They were there with Julius Caesar. They were praising Julius Caesar. But when Brutus came in behind from Caesar and put the soul in his stomach, Caesar turned around and said, "And you too, Brutus?" That's right. I stop right there. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyway, folks, all that I try to say here in my own son, but what can I say? Samson told Chief Executive, are you here to suspend me now?
No, not really. You didn't do anything warranting suspension.
Because you and Nathaniel, according, you see anything you do. Two of you're in my hand, then you're planning my suspension. You want to suspend me?
Why you want to change this conversation? Look,
go ahead.
Look, on a serious note, it's almost like just basic similar thing that I was just talking this evening. Here is the guy who claims that you hate somebody. That's a strong word. And this is something that I don't laugh about. So I don't know what was the funniest thing that was in it you were laughing. This is just only one person. I assume because you are an uncle, so okay, this is my way to express to my uncle. But the unknown voices that behind him, those ones that where we don't just not know and just get the build in that, oh, these people, they hate the president. And this is the way they are talking. This is dangerous for the country. And that's why sometimes I can get a little bit upset with the opposition. I wish you should have given chance. You're the one talk to make himself look like a devil or looks like a clown. But maybe that nephew's that's a serious thing that coming out of his guts. I'm telling you, that's just a serious thing. And I guess this conversation is beyond what he's talking here.
Mm-hmm.
My uncle in America, that he hit the president.
Yeah.
My uncle in America, that he hit the president. This is what these people harbored, and this is how we have to figure out to change the conversation. It's just imagine that's just one person coming out. What do you think about those that just have it kept in mind? We will not say anything, but this is what the people think about of our president. I don't know. It's a serious problem. It is a very, very serious problem. I want to call him and make him to explain, because he can't even say anything. The other 5% that he gave, sir, the only thing, I don't know what he was saying. It just doesn't make sense. These people wake up from bed and finish doing whatever they just call, and that's the problem. That's the danger that involved when people align themselves with individual and they say, okay, I'm supporting something I'm supporting Mr. Jackson. And they have no clue, no reason of how they are even supporting Mr. Jackson or Mr. Alfonso. But this guy, what he said, I don't know. It's not, for me, it's not funny.
Yeah.
Because if he has said this, it means he has had a crusade over it to say, this person here is this person. And that's how everybody are demonized. Everybody is demonized about certain things, that this is what the people are saying, this is what the people are doing. And if he said he didn't get data, you call him, and he could not even make the case for somebody he claims to support. He couldn't make the case of somebody that he support. It is sad. And these are the huge voter block that we deal with. How can you tell me on from now to January 23rd, October 2003 or whatever? What can you use or do to change the minds of these people to even have a civil conversation with them? They can't do it because the mind is already set. But it tells us, it speaks to the fact that we have a challenge, we have to be patient, we have to be tolerant. He said he doesn't even know the history of the network. He said, when Henry Johnson, that's what I'm always saying. That's the blame game always. Okay, let's assume what he's saying was right, but which of course it doesn't make sense because he doesn't even know what he's talking about. Says Helen Johnson time, you never had a talk show. I don't know when he started listening to you. He never had a story, so I guess at that time he never had a phone to as well. You never had a talk show about Joy Wiaka, and that's why he's having a talk show to watch Joy. That's the actual interpretation. That's what he wants to say. So if we didn't talk it even yesterday for during Helen Johnson's salute time, can't we talk about it today when it is going bad? You know, after the 20 talking myself, I passed out with headache. This whole LIBERIA thing here, it making people to be like, but you know what? I think it's part of the ploy for them to say, we will do this and it will get tired. But we're not going nowhere. We say A, we will speak A, and do it the right way. I wake up just now, I met volumes of messages just from this guy that I interviewed today. And you will be unbelievable people that send this. I mean, it's all that's why they do not want people to speak the fact. They do not want you to talk about it. You know, usually your liberalism or your liberal idea, you know, when you do it the right way, I say it. But when you go and bend the curve too, I come back to say it. But you know, I know he's your whatever nephew or where it is, but you know, it's not a joke. It's not a joke. He's speaking his real, actual mind. It reminds me of those boys that were those kids that were fighting those days. They will call you Pape, then they say, sit down, Pape, sit down the ground, take out your trousers. He's calling you uncle, but then he's telling you that you hit on the public wire, that you hit somebody. Can you imagine? Does he know the word hate? How he came up with that? And how many people taking it away? How many people he's taking this away? You think he's making a joke or he's making a fun? It's not funny. And you're asking, he can't even say anything for somebody to draw any line of reasoning. Those are the kind of people we have to deal with in our country, unfortunately.
That's true. That's true. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. So. And that's very sad. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio, what's your name, where you're calling from, what's on your mind?
Yeah, Mr. Samson told this is William Gibson.
Thank you for joining us, Mr. Gibson.
Yeah, I was just watching your show and you spoke to your son and he said probably you hate to take precedent, but I really didn't believe that. But what I want to say, there are reasons that make people believe that some people hate the president.
Mm-hmm.
When you have Herman Costa sitting on his show calling for the assassination of his president, when you have one guy that was Ibrahim Aziz sitting on his show calling for the assassination of the president, when you have Darius DeLong saying that he stormed the president's house, he would take rock and throw the president convo. When you have serious Liberians, particularly here in the diaspora, sitting on the show and insulting the president, that is not politics. That is hate. They call it hate message. That is hate. When these kind of things going on, and young people are watching these shows, they create a tendency. You ask people why you hate the president, they have no reasons. Because these guys who command the viewers or large viewers, they spread the message to people. That's not politics. For example, on your show, something happened to Yeke Koluba house. There are two sides of the story. But people are all on Facebook assuming that it is the government. Why can't you bring the two sides of the story and people make judgment? The thing just occurred yesterday. We didn't know. We do not know what really happened. A proper investigation has to be done. The government is presenting a side. Yeke Koluba is presenting a side. Yeke Koluba by nature is the man of violence. You got to look at what characteristics. Check back. Before in charge of the day, he was commander of a certain force. There are a lot of accusations against Yeke Koluba about killing people. So when Yeke Koluba is involved in violence, people got to be very, very careful how to evaluate Yeke Koluba. Because the character speaks volume. So I'm just saying that.
You mind if I engage you? Because it seems like you're not like my son. It seems like you're most likely going to be reasonable. So you mind if I engage you?
Yeah.
Okay. First, I'm not here trying to justify or try to clear anything, but was there any statement that made here that perhaps demonstrates some sort of a hate?
I'm not talking about you in particular. I'm talking about all the people who command thousands of viewers like Herman Costa.
Okay.
Herman Costa was sitting on his show. He command more than thousands of viewers.
Let's forget. I understand. Let's forget about Costa and the rest of the people. The issue that I'm discussing here tonight, by me suggesting, but let me just forget about suggesting first. In all of my statement, have you not? Did you even follow from the beginning?
No, I didn't really follow, but I joined in the middle.
Okay, but you've been following my show before, correct?
Yeah.
Have I not used any kind of qualifying language? If, have you not heard that before?
Look, when your show, most of the time, if people listen to the show, you can insinuate. That you are not balanced.
Insinuate. Conclusion, that is. You insinuate. Now you see let me push it, because you seem to be an educated person. Now, if you come out that I insinuate, you're not making a conclusive statement without you telling me, because if I'm insinuating, that means according to you, what my prop or the issue or the statement I'm making, it seems to you or it suggests to you. So that's why you say my statement insinuate certain premise out of my statement. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
So why would you say that if you're not an educated person? Why would the insinuation becomes a conclusive process for you to now say, because you suspect what you're accusing me of now is what you're doing, my brother? Don't you think so?
Well, I'm thinking that you are not balanced. You do not exhibit. You are not balanced in your reporting, in your analysis.
I'm not what?
You're not balanced. You do not bring all sides of the story.
Okay.
For example,
I'm not balanced. Okay. I like that. Yeah. I like that. Well, let's have a little conversation on this. In what respect? What are some of the things that I've said here tonight that were not balanced in my narrative of this story?
For example, the Yeke Koluba story. Mm-hmm. It's an incident I called today. I think today, yes. And now people are running with the story. there are two sides to the story.
I understand that. Hold on, my brother. I want you to go straight to the point. You're a liberal man. We don't miss word. Go straight to the point. What exactly that I stated here that was not balanced?
The point is that you are dwelling so much on the presidency. The president should do this, the president should do that, but you are not coming to examine the character of Yeke.
Okay, hold on now, my brother. I hope you have the time. Please, let us don't rush this. I want by the time we're done, let Samson to recognize his mistake, and if I will eat crow here publicly, I will do so. But by the time we're done, if you are not in a correct position, I also want you to admit that. So let's take it step by step. You said that my story tonight, my monologue tonight was not balanced in terms of Yeke Koluba. And then I'm asking you, what exactly, because you said you meant listening, what are some of the things that I said, specific language that was used that you feel was not balanced?
Look, you did not use any demeaning language against George Weah, for example. Okay. But listen, you are that is called propaganda. You are spewing out your propaganda. How to call that?
You're going too far. You tie yourself so much intellectually, my friend, my brother. Intellectually, hold on now. I will do you a favor. Intellectually, you tie yourself in a knot that perhaps by the time we're done with the conversation, you might not be able to release yourself. Now, let me help you out. Hold on. Let me help you out. My opinion. When I started, and I'll give you some facts. When I started, I said, what have Koluba done to you people? Koluba's statement last night that he saying that Dr. Weah and people sent people to come and arrest him. But I saw the incident itself. Now, and every time that I make that statement, I will say, if the government is involved, it has to stop. If the government is involved, it has to stop. Because Koluba has done nothing to deserve a life. Number one. Second thing that I was saying, that you guys trying to miss out here, and that is, when it comes to Dr. Weah, by me saying to him, do everything possible to have a connection, a conversation between you and Koluba. You play Ludo, I say. Take your little ball and go knock to Koluba house in the morning, Saturday morning. I'm here for us to play Ludo. Why can't we do that? Is that not ways to find solution for this issue? What am I saying here that is so much out of context, or that is so much accuses of the president, that you people were not trying to say that I am not balanced, and because I'm not balanced, and so therefore, because the reason why I'm pushing you on this, I want you to understand my position, so that the next time that I come out to speak on issue, perhaps you will take your time and listen to me and not close me out. Because if you close me out and then you want to inject yourself into the conversation, then you're missing the point. You've already missed the point, and therefore you will now speak based on your own assumption. And one of them, you said, I said, and because insinuate, which is you have already made a conclusion of my statement, which you think that my statement are conclusive in accusing the president. So as an intellectual person, I will expect you to come into this public forum, have an open mind. I'm not saying give away your position. I'm not saying you have no reason to argue. But when you're arguing or when you're engaging, don't use these words that will tie you down. Because if you say based on...
because that is exactly in my mind whatever you're doing. For example, you are dwelling so much on if the government did that, if the government that or have done that. But you're not saying all those things that Yeke Koluba has done in recent times. For example, you got to look at the character himself, Yeke Koluba. If you say if, let's look at Yeke Koluba's side. Yeke Koluba, I expected you, for example, to say Yeke Koluba in recent times was in the keynote of the Senate and insulting the speaker.
You did not. You see, you missed the point. You missed the point. Once again, when you argue like that, you were not here. It seemed like you were not here from the beginning. What I said, listen, let me help you out again, my brother. Because you are not here from the beginning.
Individual as well. So people can know who is Jacob Columbus.
Okay. Listen to me. Listen again. So you don't go too far off the rail. Now, when I made my point, I said Yeka Columbus was kicked out of the House of Representatives. And when he got kicked out, the fact that he was not able to, according to Yeka Columbus, the fact that he was not able to express himself on the floor of the representative, Yeka Columbus comes out and make the criticism public. Did I miss something? You were not there. You were not here from the beginning. So all of these things that you think and you wanted me to say, they were said before. You can't just come into this 2 hours conversation and make a conclusion. When you do that, you're hurting everything that we're trying to do, my brother.
I did not say that, but I follow your show for some couple of times, and when you go in this kind of manner, it tends to show that probably you are spew out their propaganda. What I'm saying, if you are talking about politicians like Yeka Columbus and politicians like George Weah, you talk about the background. You give a lot of background about George Weah, president of Liberia. He should play Ludo, all of it. But also go back to the background of Yeka Columbus. Let us read the background. Let us know who is Yeka Columbus.
Let me disabuse you a little bit. First of all, and which I'm not accepting your premise, and I'm not accepting your allegation not to be true. But first thing is that Yeka Columbus and President Weah, they are now on the same level. That's the first thing.
They are politicians. They are politicians.
Yes, but politicians on different level. Politicians on different level. Agree?
That does not matter. They are politicians.
What do you mean it doesn't matter? You have to understand their position. Yeka Columbus is a lawmaker. No, hold on now, my brother. You running with that thing like it will not come tomorrow. Yeka Columbus is a politician, but with the law-making process. Dr. Weah is a politician, but with the executive. So they are not on the same level.
Of course.
Okay. I'm glad we got 1 point settled. So now go ahead and make a point.
What I'm saying, if you are saying things about two politicians, for example, you got to come and say the background of Yeka Columbus and say who he is, what he has done in recent time, and also go to George Weah and talk about George Weah and his background, and let the viewer look over there.
But here is, my brother, when you do, I won't let you finish on this one. Listen. Listen.
That's my problem. You are on one side so much. If the government have done this, George Weah should have come down to Yeka Columbus.
Listen. A leader. Dr. Weah is the president of the entire country. Columbus is a representative of a district in Moserata County. They are not on the same level, number one. Second thing, if I'm coming into this, trying to find solution, I will talk to the person who is a bigger boy in the room. The person who's supposed to take the higher ground in the room. Make that person to understand that these people that perhaps you're coming down to, they are not where, that's not the area that you're supposed to come down to. Yeka Columbus and Dr. Weah issue is really causing every one of us the problem. Number one. Second thing is, I'm suggesting to Dr. Weah, if you feel Columbus is doing things that perhaps is not conducive in the development of this country, and I even made a point to say I do not agree with the kinds of way Columbus goes around criticizing. I made that point, but you were not here, so you're not going to give me credit on that. That's fine.
That's an important point, because Columbus have a behavior problem. It's not only about politics.
Are you a psychologist? How do you know Columbus? Let me go to this point. Forget about being little liberal here. Are you a psychologist? Do you have a degree? How do you know that Columbus has a behavior problem? How do you know? Have you diagnosed Columbus?
You can see from the way he behaves. I'm not a psychologist. But
okay. But if you're not a psychologist, then why will you make that conclusion?
It's a trend of behavior. This guy has a trend of behavior for a past record.
What past record? Criminal record? Criminal record? Criminal record?
Yes, he has criminal record. Yes, Columbus has criminal record. It is well known. It is well established in Liberia. Columbus has criminal record.
Okay.
These are the things you generally have to do. He was in the SOD. He did a lot atrocity when you were in the police.
Okay.
People
All
know
right.
these things.
Can I say this here? I'm not going to try to change your mind. That is not what I want to do. But what I want you to do.
My point tonight is that the young men are talking about hate. There are reasons to believe that people hate George Weah. You can speak on this when people sit on the talk show and call for the open assassination of the president. That is no politics. That is hate. People the young men have reason to say that people hate President Weah.
No, he didn't say people. He said me. He didn't say people. He said me. I'm his uncle. I hate President Weah.
I don't know about you. Really. I don't know about you. But these are the things that are going around, the perception going around. Young people are picking up these things. Henry Costa for sure, I can tell you, hate President Weah. I can say that for sure. The comments he makes on the show, he wishes President Weah dead. He will punch President Weah. He will fight President Weah. That is hate.
Okay. But you see, look what you just did, oh. Look what you just did. You just violated your own rules. You're saying, what's his name? Costa said he will fight Dr. Weah, he will fight. But when Dr. Weah stood in the church and said he will take him in close to and slap him around, you didn't mention that one.
I think President Weah will be asking to make a contact.
Oh yeah! You see what I'm talking about? President Weah is reacting. But Henry Costa is not reacting. Oh my people, the fun will never end. But I love you. Because first of all, I really believe that you are an educated person, very intelligent. However, your zeal, and you have the right to do that. You have the right to like Dr. Weah. I like Dr. Weah as well. However, let's come to these issues and whatever it is, and let's try to find solution. Because by you coming out here now and say Dr. Weah is reacting, whereas what's his name, Costa, he's not reacting, he's provoking.
Solution. Let me say this.
I love it. Okay, give me a solution so I can get off the show.
No, it will be difficult. I think the person we need to talk to in this whole matter really is Yeke Koluba. And young Yeke Koluba going to behave in such a manner. You see, for example, young people are carried away. They are fanatics, get in football, in politics. You know, he goes on the street and he insults the leader. Some of these things these young people do, probably is not all of them President Weah. They love this guy. What are you saying? When people love people are fanatic about people. And when fanatic about people, you love them, and you talk about them, they're going to attack you. Yeke Koluba always encourage attack around himself by his behavior. We need to talk. President Weah is a quiet man. We need to talk to Yeke Koluba will calm down. There's a process. He's an honorable man. If you disagree with President Weah, there's a way to disagree.
Listen, my brother. Let me say this, and I will say thank you very much for joining us. And I really appreciate you taking time to even engage me. But first of all, my son is by. President Alex Yala, welcome by. Thank you for coming by. Thank God that you're here and safe. Thank you. But anyway, let me just say this to you. My brother. I know, and you're passionate about your support, and we respect that, and I agree with it. But here's what we need to do. First of all, you can't come in the public forum and accuse Yeke Koluba of having a behavioral problem when first you have not diagnosed him, and even if you were, based on what experience do you have? Is it because he stand and make utterance of certain words, therefore he's now have a behavior problem? Let me finish now. Let me finish. I'll let you talk, my man. So the point that I'm making here is this. We can't do this. Let's try to find the common ground. The way you passionate about Dr. Weah, other people are passionate about Koluba as well. Where do we go? Where is the break? Where is the middle ground? The middle ground is me. Why you think that I'm biased? I'm one side or whatever. I'm not. My position is not straight. Whatever you. There are other people who think I'm too tough on Calabar and the other people. So I like my position. But the point that I want you to understand is this. I'm not too sure how old you were when you left Liberia, but back home, when a young person and an older person get in a fight, everybody in the village, they say, "What's wrong with you? You old like that. Why you and the little boy will fight? Even if the boy wrong, why you can't even look at his age?" That's the first thing people will say. So the point that I'm making is Dr. Weah, who is the president of the entire nation, can solve this issue overnight. And people like Calabar will be quiet immediately. If Dr. Weah is to go to Calabar and say publicly, what is your problem? Let me hear your problem here among all these people. Before you even do that, if you want to be ridiculous, you don't even talk to Calabar. You find out where county Calabar coming from. You call all the old people and all of you meet to Calabar house. Since he want to be a man and he's a man, let's go meet, and you go to Calabar place and you have the country round table. Calabar, what have I done to you? Calabar, what exactly you want me to do that I'm not doing in this country that we're having a kind of issue? You think Calabar will, after that kind of conversation, you think Calabar will come back and say you this and that? Calabar issue, and he's always explained it. I know about Calabar. I have I've done 2 hour show on Calabar. I've studied this young man. His main issue, they don't allow him to express himself, what he has on the floor. And therefore he will come out to explain himself. So my brother, as intellectual engaging process we have here tonight is very wonderful. But I'd like to thank you very much for even taking on the liberal progressive. I really respect that, and I thank you very much. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you. Folks, this is what we do here on Liberal Public Radio. We don't claim to know all. However, we want to make sure that when you come here, we're not going to just let you get away with things. We'll have to engage you. Samson told Liberal Public Radio folks, I've been here for so long. This will be my last caller, and I'll be out of here. Samson told Liberal Public Radio, what's your name, where you're calling from, what's on your mind?
My name is Felicia Kama. I'm calling from New Jersey.
Thank you, lady. Thank you, young lady, for calling us. We appreciate it. What's on your mind, man?
Yeah, I want to thank you for your words of encouragement. You know, there's a saying that a hint to a wife is quite sufficient. I've been seeing a lot of callers coming and then trying to justify the action of those guys against Yeke Koluba. Yeke Koluba has been saying things verbally. He has not been attacking anybody, you know, or hurting anybody or destroying anybody's things. You know, right now you're trying to put sense in the minds of us young people to see how best we can think further. But most people coming back, like, trying to defend Joshua, forgetting to know that Joshua is in the highest position. He's the president, meaning that he's the father for us as Liberians. But then, they are not saying that. They are looking at the fact that Yeke Koluba insulted Joshua or Henry Costa insulted Joshua. Joshua should kill anybody or Joshua should hurt anybody. And if you have this kind of mindset, then how do we improve or how do we develop our country? Because this was the same reason why we went into a civil crisis. But most people are not realizing this, because if Yeke Koluba could bring his people who are loyal to him and decide to attack to, Joshua would be the one that would be called for whatever. Chastera was in power. All those people who were passing around, all those ATU men, those SOD men that were passing around, raping, doing whatever, they are not in jail now. Chastera is the one that is in jail. Though I did not experience those stuff, but people who have the experience of those kill people. When the time reaches, those was the one that was killed. And he was the one who everybody was like against and felt he did not handle it rightfully. We are just trying to tell Josh Riara, talk to your boys. Tell them, even if Yeke Koluba insulted, Henry Costa insulted, then let Josh Riara be the one to handle my case. I don't need anybody going to go attack people, because the more you people are attacking people, it will scare investor away, and people will feel me like bad person, and people will think that I am the one who's going there to go, and I'm the one who's sending you people there to go and fight for me. But when those things happen, Joshua keeps silent. And then Joshua and supporters are all over defending the case that they are fighting for Joshua. It is wrong. Yeke Koluba is an ex-fighter. Yeke Koluba knows how to hold gun to. So, Jefferson Cody, whoever, Christmas, all those people shouldn't think that they are the only person, they are the only people who know how to shoot gun, or they are the only people who know how to fight back. Yeke Koluba got people who you can tell them, say, your whole single barrel, anybody who do this, let us do this. And at the end of the day, the peaceful citizens within that neighborhood and that neighborhood area, they are the ones who are going to be victims of those things. We're just trying to avoid all those noise so that people cannot be hurt, hurt like the way we went through 1990 war in World War III and all those things. Because the peaceful citizens are the ones who can always feed it. That can stop embarrassing Yeke Koluba. Nobody's saying Yeke Koluba is doing the right thing by insulting Joshua. But insult to a president is not anything big. It is everywhere. Every time we go on Facebook or whatever, we see even the Nigerian president how the people mock at him. Sometimes they even forget the cartoon. They will put a hair on it. They say he's the one dancing. Even the Donald Trump man, people can say whatever they want to say. Sometimes they get started, they naked him. You see people beating on him. Donald Trump, they have never changed his name from Donald Trump to whatever. But I don't know why the people so emotional with the whole Joshua issue. Like we have taken another rebel to put them in power, that when someone says Joshua is like this, you must go and go kill that person, or you must go and fight that person. Joshua, he's going to prove himself to the Liberian people that what the people are saying, all those negative things that the people are saying, he's different by showing it through his action. It's not about telling your boys to go there and beat on somebody or hurt somebody. And that's what you're trying to say here. You're not saying Yeke is right by insulting Joshua, or we should insult Joshua. But Joshua, you have to put your boys in order. Because if anything happens, all fingers will be pointed at you. But they will not see that. They're looking at it. You can get some emotional problem. You can get this one problem. You can get that. You already know you can get problems. So you're leaving. You're leaving alone. Let him say whatever he wants to say. Then Joshua proof you can run by his action, not by going there to go destroy all his things. So all those things, as the international people saying it, how do Joshua face his friend? How will people see him? Someone who serves as a peace ambassador. How you think other countries going to see him? How you think investors going to come in the country? That's what we're trying to avoid. But they won't get what you're saying. They will come back to you and call you opposition. And sometimes some of us don't say much because we are even speechless. Because some of us was in Liberia, we voted there Joshua, thinking that Joshua is standing in our interest. But when you try to say this one is not like that, they call you opposition. So we don't better say enough again. We just keep quiet. We just looking. So, sir, I will stop right here. I want to say thank you. We're just trying to put things in our head. And we, the young people, to tell others we shouldn't be used by people to go and fight or hurt other people because we love the person or because we feel we like the person. If we feel we like a person, we should swear by our action, not by killing another person because someone insulted this person. That's what you're trying to say. But I don't see why all the men coming back to try and get at you and say, oh, you one-sided or you whatever. You're not saying we should insult Joshua.
Thank
but
you.
Joshua is in the bigger power and in the bigger position. That's what you're trying to say. So I want to say thank you so much. Some of us follow you to learn more. It's not so much of being opposition or ruling party or whatever. It's just to know exactly what we need to do, not to be followed by the crowd. Because Joshua will leave power. How do we face our brothers and sisters that we see that we can insult at any time or whatever? So thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.
Again, folks, this is Samson Toll. I love it when people do. Let me Edwin say, Mr. Toll love to listen to people like this. He will give her all the time. Well, Edwin, you can call too, my man, and we'll wait. Samson Toll, LIBERIA Public Radio. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Good evening, Mr. To. This is Kesley Ndaba. I'm calling from Texas.
Thank you. Thank you. What's on your mind, sir?
Thank you very much for your show, as usual. You know, I really wanted to just sit by and just listen to the show tonight, like I was enjoying it. But then on the caller before, this lady came in and just forced someone else to come on the line. Mr. To, you know, sometimes when I hear people talking about hate for Judge Weah, I don't know after all how to think when they are saying these things, especially when it comes to the hate issue on Judge Weah. Judge Weah is a man that everyone loved before. Everyone, almost, I can say, every Liberian had love for Judge Weah during his football days. It's so if one or two persons will come out to hate you, let's agree what they are saying and let's take it for them. Like the way they say people hate Judge Weah. What has he done for people to hate him? Because I don't think he will just sit back, do nothing to nobody, and people just hate you for nothing. Mr. To, before I hate you, let's say, for example, in the African setting, you and the man did not grow up together in the same environment to say, you both grew up together and all of a sudden, your friend became famous. And because you didn't grow up together in the same community, you start to get, jealous of him. Sometimes we say back home, right? But most of the Liberians, I can say almost every Liberian cheer for Judge Weah during his football day. I really haven't seen any Liberian who put their hand up and say, when Judge Weah playing a football game, I did not like him. So what has he done now? Those people who used to love him, like they are screaming, people hate him. What has he done that makes those very people who had a love for him before to hate him? But that's not my point. I really don't like to base on those things. I only came out to just say, to clarify the doubt of the man your caller who was just on the floor. But let's go to the Yeke callback. Let's go to the Yeke callback thing. So, let's look at what just happened to Yeke callback just yesterday. I don't want us to go to all the previous ones that been happening. Let's talk about what just happened last night. Right?
Mm-hmm.
In the presence of the police, the attacker who want to attack Yeke callback was burning tires right there. In the presence of the police. Nobody was arrested. None of the attackers were arrested. They were even threatening the journalist. From Spoon TV, he was being threatened, he had to run and get into the police car. Right in front of the police. And nobody was arrested. Mr. To, who is that common, just a commoner with no backing, will come from nowhere and go and attack somebody in the presence of the police? Let's get this thing straight. If that person had no support from the government, no government tie, no big hand supporting that person, who would that criminal be brave right in the presence of the police to go and start stoning somebody's house and burn tires right there? Let's look at the logic in it. As a simple logic. Right? And in the presence of the police, Yeke Callback supporter who wanted to defend Yeke Callback were arrested. Though they were not the one throwing the stool, they were arrested. But the guy who threw the stool, who looted Yeke Callback out, in a broad day faction, people enter somebody's house and loot the place. Like we are fighting war. We all no backing, then you tell me that those who have no support and you want extra investigation to go on to that. What extra investigation do we want when the people ran into the main house in a broad daylight and looted? Not in the night. They were not even hiding. Before they came even sent them out to the night hour, they started doing it because Yeke Callback was down on a campaign tour, on a political rally. When he got information that people were going to his house. That's how he ran to come home. It was already late, they already vandalized his office. So if those guys did not have the support of some higher hand in the government, do you think they'll be brave enough to do that? That is just a simple logic. I am one person who will not talk the way Yeke Callback talk. I'm not telling you that I support the way he talk. I do not support it because I myself will not say like the way he's saying it. If I'm angry, There are another way I would say it. But because he say it, does that mean that he should be attacked? The law in Liberia and the law in America is just the same. If somebody insults you in America, you insult them back. You do not insult them. Because if you do insult them, they will charge you. But when the man insult you, you insult him, you both just be insulting one another and you have to go free. So if you don't come back insulting Georgia at the claim, you can go back and say, you can come back to the same way, say you are supporter for Georgia. Instead of going ahead to go and attack Jacob Colbert. It is very sad. It is sad. And I kept posting onto my page over and over. People say, oh, I don't go to say, well, what is happening in the CDC government? Mr. To, people will not continue to tolerate it. I can tell you that for a fact. It's in the Bible. The people of Israel suffer more than once because they did not learn from their past.
Okay.
This time around, it is not Congo and native like we used to say before. This time for the past 40 years, they have been native and native. Like native people treating their own native people now. So we can't ship blame on Congo anymore. Countryman, born countryman is not targeting his fellow countrymen.
Okay.
Just sort of among ourselves.
Well,
Which is very
all
sad.
right. Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Yeah, and let me just make a comment on the issue of your nephew. You know, Mr. Toro, the level of education back home among our youth, it is terrible. Some of them are educated, but not to the extent. Being educated and having that sense of reason for some of them, I mean, it is sad. And it will take us time to actually be able to nurture them, to educate them, to bring them to the light, to teach them the right thing. It's not a one-day thing. It is not a two-day thing. It has to go from the education sector, from the Ministry of Education. I have to start it. Other than that, everything we are discussing here, we have years to go and we will not realize anything. Thank you very much for the show. Thank you so much.
Okay, folks, every good thing must come to an end. I would love to be here all night, but I want to thank all of you and say thank you very much. Mr. Yala, President Yala, welcome back. And thank God for your safe return. It's wonderful to have you back here again. Thank you very much. Okay, folks. People are still calling. All right, this is going to be my last caller. Samson Tor, you're going to be the last caller. Thank you very much for calling. What's on your mind? What's your name? Oh. Samson Tor, Liberia Public Radio. What's your name? What's on your mind? And where you calling from?
Hey, Brother Toro, the Uncle Pete, the man from all the counties.
Ah, okay. How you doing, man?
I decided not to get on Facebook to make no comment again because I resigned from it now. But I've been listening to your story about your nephew and about others. I just say we just need to pray for our country, my brother, because the way I see the things going, that what made me a little bit even apprehensive. That I had to stop my show, and because every time I've been an older person, I think the oldest person advocating on Facebook, telling people, you'll stop insulting, you'll stop creating enemies, let us stop creating enemies. Animosity is not good for us as Liberians. It didn't go well with some people, so they started denigrate me, criticize, and all of that. Well, I listened to you and your nephew and what you all say. I've been listening to other callers. Like I say, we just need to pray for our country because we who experience the war in Liberia, what I've seen in Liberia is very dangerous for us as a society. There is a possibility with people will start chopping up relatives, killing our friends, killing up white mates, killing up neighbors. Joy went through the war if we are not very careful. But we just need to pray for our country. I decided not to come on Facebook to make no comments, but after listening to you, your show was so interesting. That's why I decided to say that we just need to pray for our country. That what we experienced during the war will not we're not experiencing it again in our country. But if we are not careful, if we are not cautious, believe me, what we experienced during the war, we might experience it there again. But I do not want it to happen. So we also just need to preach love and peace for our country.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's all I got to say. Thank you very much for your show. And it was very interesting. That I decided to say something, but I decided not to be speaking on Facebook again. Bye-bye.
Thank you, P. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. And welcome back. Hopefully we'll continue to talk about peace, about Liberia. Thank you, my brother.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I think Mr. Yala, if you want to call, then we can go ahead and get Pat George to call and close it for us, as usual. So, okay, hold on. Sam Cinto, Liberian Public Radio, what's your name and where you're calling from? Please make it brief.
Yes, thank you, my brother. Mr. Toe, let me lower my cell phone. Well, I thank you. I'm on live. I thank you very much for the show. I think you're well balanced and fair in your discussion. My name is Abraham Malobi, the late Councilor Malobi's son, calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
I say to you, Mr. Toe, Liberia needs a lot of education. And the Liberian government needs to take the lead. The gentleman I left from on when he said the education ministry needs to start. You know, when I was a little boy on Macklin Street in Central Monrovia, the old people used to say, when the house don't sell you, the street won't buy you. And then the old people also used to say, train a child in a way when he or she grow up, they will never depart from it. You also educate the audience on our traditional way and upbringing and how we do it. But let me just say to you today, you see, well, go back to the Bible. My family and me are Jewish people. I had just, by faith, I'm a born Liberian. I still carry a Liberian passport. I hold a green card, but I'm a Jewish man in America. And so when I listen to Liberians fighting among themselves, it's the same thing I comment. We're going through, the Jewish community going through something that you call high holidays. And so there was a discussion online called Ask the Rabbi in Discussion. And I commented on Black Lives Matter and what the powerful Jewish community was saying, what you call the AJC, the organization, said, listen, we got thousands of organizations. We're very strong. We're proud of ourselves. And he talks about Black Lives Matter. And he breaks it down to the Liberians that are listening, that don't understand what I'm saying, that say, why are you talking about Jewish community? I'm paraphrasing and giving you a scenario where the old people back then, they spoke in parable. And if you really understand Jesus and you know your Lord, he spoke in parable too. So a hymn store wise is quite sufficient. Those who has ear to hear, let them hear. Those who are willing to sit and start a discussion in your home, not an institution, not a government. Please start that conversation from your bedroom with your children, because I do talk to my children a lot. I have 6 of them, and I talk to them a lot in America. And so what I'm trying to say to you, when I comment on this big platform, you got people, governors, this and that, people, powerful people. And I said, It suppresses people just because they do not have their act together. Doesn't mean the wrong that is being done, we cannot call it that is wrong. I support President Weah for President of the Republic of Liberia. And I was in America, I contact my folks, I mobilized certain people, and I got a certain amount of vote, and they voted for him. I have been very strict and clear on my position that President Weah speaks like President Taylor, but didn't have the chance and act like President Doe to meet the people and explain to them, this is what's going on. You had to change your constitution, people were riled up. I remember Councilor Bronskin, all the top people, even Doe came to our house on Magnet Street, right behind the Ministry of Finance, between Kira Street and Benson Street. My father owned from that corner to the end of Benson Street. Came little boy, people running into the hallway, came sat in my father-in-law library talking. That's an adult. And one of the things my father said to me, I feel for this man. And that's what I said to my brother from the AJC. I feel for him. He has a difficult task to explain to the people. But President Weah has the opportunity today to go out there to the Liberian people, have a town hall meeting. It's sad that we're talking about this in elections year. But I want to push people in the government, because the next government that comes, to my family man, Ben Nayue, and all the other people up there, be careful. You know, Kabbalah says something. What you seed in the ground, it has a reaction to the world. And everyone that listening to this show today, if you ask yourself, well, what Abraham Malobi saying? When you seed in the ground, have a reaction to the world. You know, because you eat rice, you eat tomatoes, you eat other plants. You put the seed in the ground, it has to grow. You pray that even when that plant grows, it bears fruit. It is not promising that it will bear fruit, but it bears fruit. So to the next leader that will come, to the next leader that will come, you know, I had a dream. And the dream that I had, there will be tension in Liberia, I can promise you. But I'm cautioning other folks that will come after President Weah, tune it down. And I'm also cautioning President Weah, tune it down. You are the godfather. You said it best, Mr. Toll. You said it best. You may not have 2,000 people listening to you. You may not have 3,000 people listening to you, or 500 people. But you said it. The records are there. It is important for us as a people, even if we are not educated, reserve your opinion and discuss it in your house. But when you come out, you can't take that word back. And what we see in that country, for any opposition, and I dare President Weah, and I dare Ben Nayue, and all the opposition, listen, if you come back to your tradition, and that's why we are cautioning the American government to our little influence that we have. Do not allow Liberia to plunge into anything for any reason. Liberians need to subscribe and abide by the peace and the democracy that they have. I do not have problem with Yeke Koluba, like the other guy, like the lady said. I don't like the way, or the guy said, I don't like the way Yeke Koluba say what he said. But that's what you get when you a knitted man subscribe to Western society. what you call the definition of democracy. It's freedom of speech where you have freedom of movement, freedom of rights. The man has the right to go out there and say how he wants to say it. Now, your opinion is well accepted, okay? But keep in mind, that's our opinion. Even your child, when a child 2 or 3 years old, my Liberian people, tell the child, say, stop running. You will fall down, you will hear yourself. Sit down. You want to hear yourself? The child keep getting out of the chair running. The child go and fall down. Ooh. Guess what? That child heard what you said, but that child may not have understood what you said, and probably disagree with you and fall down and bust a foot. Then he can't cry, run right back to you. Say, hey, yeah, sorry, man. Hey, say I was telling you, sit down, and the pastor say, hey, man, they get it, but why you didn't do this stuff, this? So, my people, the thing that we need to understand is this. We as Liberians in the private sector, we have to galvanize ourselves. We have to promote our country. America was not built by India. India saw the great investment and the great inspiration and the greatness of America. And India came and brought Silicon Valley up here. You got many more other companies. Even the Jewish people was not allowed to come to America. They stopped them. They came to Cuba. Japan was the first people. Today, we see the Jewish people are very interested, my people are very interested to invest into this country. Liberians need to invest into Liberia. The issue with Yeke Koluba and any opposition, it needs to stop. The president has to speak clearly about that. And my good friend and my big brother, Ben Nayuwe, needs to walk his words back about we are prepared to die. There must be a free and fair election.
Thank you, my
all
brother.
Liberia needs to matter and go about the free business. I thank you, Mr. Todd. Thank you so much for the show. And keep courage and continue to speak up, because the record out there is not like before we used to pick a camcorder and record a show. You can use it right on the comfort of your phone, and people will go back. Your children will come and listen to this and understand our father, our grandfather spoke against the wrong and try to see how best he can make better.
Thank you.
All I do well, and I love you. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you very much. We love you too. Thank you for the wisdom. We appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay, folks, I'm going to call Mr. Alex Yala, and then after that, we will have Pat George to come and close it for us. We've been out here now for quite a while, so please allow us to take some time here as well.
Mr. Toll.
Yeah, President Yara, welcome. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry that we have other people on the line, but go ahead. I know you just got back, so go ahead, make a point.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm going to be very quick here. The last time we checked in 2018, I'm not too sure, but we inaugurated President Weah. We elected President Weah to lead the country with no reservation. He overwhelmingly got the vote of the people. I hope you hear me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he overwhelmingly got the vote of the people. After the election commission counted the ballot, he said CDC won, and he, as the standard bearer of CDC, presidential candidate, the Liberian people gave him the mantle to lead. So, what I'm driving at, we did not elect Yeke Koluba. But mind you now, people in District 10 elected Yeke Koluba to go in the court of legislature to put some checkpoint and also advocate for them for the district. But on the all over note, President Weah was elected as the president of the country. So President Weah has to lead. And President Weah has to also be able to recognize what are some of the the things that will cause hindrances and to the forward march of his government. And I use the word his government because he is the head. And everything he will do within the 6 years, the first 6 years, or the 6 years that Labrempo giving, will reflect on him. If he does well, there will be one George Weah came here, we elected in 6 years, and he did well. If he doesn't perform, there will be one George Weah came here, we elected in 6 years, and our country regress, So he needs to be able to, get that at the back of his mind, and then be able to understand that there's something in the economy that says money does not, thrive in toxic environment. The president announced to us that very day when he spoke that he inherited a broke country. And we all know when something is broke or when somebody is broke, they have to find money to be able to make progress. So from the get-go, LIBERIA was already on the verge of trying to lure in, a foreign direct investment into the country economy to get the country going. And if you understand that money will not thrive in toxic environment, then you want to be the one to lead and curtail all these petty and the toxicity that has to do with putting the country in a state of insecurity. What I'm trying to say in short, I think President Weah, it's time for President Weah to speak up against this proxy war. A lot of people love him. A lot of people feel very, very disenchanted when people try to talk to him or put him down in any other way or many other different condescending way. But I don't think that gives them the legal ground to put proxy war to the extent that it becomes physical. It's wrong. He needs to speak against that. The country is bleeding. We need money. The economy is kind of shallow. And everybody's saying it every day. You just saw the health workers were in the street asking for better conditions, better work environment, more pay. How do they get more pay when there's no money in the country's coffers? And how does the country generate money if the environment is toxic? So allowing one or two handful of people to create a scenario, almost like, I do not, first of all, let me send a disclaimer out there. I don't support his way he approached issues. I do not, in no form and shape, but equally so, I don't also support the way he's been approached, whether direct or indirectly. Because almost, in this case, Yaka is like the pig in the pig pen, in the mud, and he's going to drag you leave an executive mansion of time and jump in the mud indirectly with Yaka. Who's going to be dirty? So the president needs to understand these things. The country is struggling. It's not easy, but Mr. Toh. The country needs, the country need money for the economy to be able to move on. So, all in all, the law should be the law on the boat. If somebody violates the law, use the law against them. They are always alleged about you. Say, throw the book at the person. But don't encourage proxy. Proxy war. I'm not saying that we are going around there to go for it, but people doing those things, and he's saying he needs to speak against it. I like the way the last time when the situation happened in Israel, and he said, if you love me, I think so, if you love me, do not be disgruntled or something, don't want he used. But I thought you should have said, if you love Liberia, follow the law. So the whole idea where you can call about yelling or running, you can call about elected by a constituent, a constituency that look up to him to advocate. Now, if he thinks he's advocating the way, the way he's doing it is the best way you think he's advocating, let's see how development goes to the people. Let's see whether people will re-elect him for the next time. I don't think that warrants the extent what people will come talk to enter a place, break everything down, and the security can take one note on those things. You scare people. So if Mr. X wants to take his money in that country and he don't want to be with a politician, he doesn't have to. Investors or business people don't have to support the government on political land before they can survive in the country and running in the private sector. No, it's not supposed to be that way. There's some business people they don't even think about government situation other than paying their taxes and running their business.
Right.
But if the environment going to be doing the things that everybody has to, think prison to the government before you survive, then somebody will say, I don't supposed to go. I'm not supposed to go over there to take my money over there.
Right.
And once there's nothing in the country, the people, everybody gets stranded and property increase, the crime rate, everything increase. So to conclude, Mr. Tro, President Weah needs to speak. The proxy war thing needs to start. We crossed that line long time. The proxy war we started putting from 1980 to 1990. We destroyed the whole country, break everything down. Now we came back, we came to our senses. Then we stayed, like going back in the dark days. If somebody saying the street and he's such President Weah, let's look at the laws. What the laws say about the devil assault? Let the law be applicable in that direction.
Right.
You don't expect somebody go everybody said bodily harm another person because somebody insulted something to. If somebody insulted you something to, and I know your little brother, your son, and my brother, I will tell that person what they do is wrong. I will insult them right back.
But anybody insult me, I take you to Toton. That's it.
Very
you
good.
insult me, I take you straight to Toton.
I can be difficult with them, which is self-defense, imply in this case. When the person becomes everybody going around casting all those kind of stuff, it doesn't warrant what happened. Like last time, people renting the community, they bought all the people cars.
Yes, I saw that.
I'm very disappointed in the Liberian police. The police necessarily doesn't have to be state police.
Right.
When they say police, I mean party police or whatever, then the will be them. You are police, you're there to protect, serve and protect.
Okay. All right, Alex.
More people get our money in the bag, they want to go over there to go invest. They look and say, you know what, if the man in the parliament can be terrorized this way because he's very, very disgruntled, he's rude, but he's not being physical, then how would the ordinary man go over there? Something will happen to him. At least it's the same problem. When the Korean folk came the last time, someone said they went to the put money over your doing and they work. You understand? She was only lucky because that's not a lot of people pumping in money. How she carry on a little small development, she carry on the push level of 12 years. After she had to destroy the company in 3 days, she was very bad. 12 years, she was not able to do nothing. The only reason she was a woman, secondly, people were starting for Liberia, and the Liberia around the place, for that work. I had to pump this more money, and then things started going up a little bit with her. But the same criminal she had around her own son. Come out to the people who $1 million from them, they go brought money in the country by highway. So what I'm saying, Mr. Toh, President Weah needs to stand up and speak against this proxy war. It needs to stop.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, folks, we're now going to go ahead and take Pat Josh. Pat Josh, please call and close it for us. I'm very tired. Oh, yeah. Pat Josh, I'm here. I'm waiting. All right, folks, Samson talk. Okay. But Josh.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, take it away for us. I'm so tired, it's unbelievable.
I know. I think a few words to say. All have been said. But Mr. Tool, if a Liberia going over or Liberia to fail state now, or driving to fail state, and I said what people don't like it, but it's so hard. Because a fair place where people can do anything and get away with it. Government cannot prosecute anybody. People do their own stuff. People not taking pay. You got on high unemployment rate. These are the definition. Yesterday, what transpired at Jacob Colbert residency. I know all those who support President Weah, who love President Weah. Is there any justification that group of people under the watchful eye of the police, I would say because the police were right there, under the watchful eye of the police, have the right to attack any other citizen besides being a representative, to go to somebody's house and attack that person's house, vandalize the people's property, take away computers and the keys from people who are living there, not even related to the man. And up to this time, the government has not come up with one statement. Do people understand, or the government don't understand that the position they put in themselves, or they have put the country in to the international community? Do they really understand? Do they feel the weight of what they're doing?
And most of our come out will say something. I know many people don't like me to say, "Oh, we're accusing President Weah," but President Weah is the president of the country. A certain lawmaker, like it or not, was attacked. State police were present, home vandalized. All the people that are living there, now related to the honorable, the property was looted, doors were kicked in. The flash screen was taken away in the presence of the police. That speaks volumes about the government in which today is in Liberia. If it is not terrifying to these people who defend President Weah, it's very terrifying to me. It bothers me a whole lot. But what is going on is coming from the CDC-led government. Last week, on many occasions, the Speaker of the House, many occasions prevented Yekakola from speaking on the floor. So you can see that this thing is being orchestrated by the central government, which is headed by President Weah. Until President Weah comes and the government arrests people and prosecute people, sentence people, then I can say, oh no, the president doesn't have anything to do with this. But we saw the incident grand jury, what happened? The issue of the statement, the sovereignty man report the statement and said, no, it was not court of Morocco. The next time we saw the man got a new brand ticket from the government. It's like a reward. But what I'm saying is people let the sugar for these things. In our modern days, one of the most popular presidents was Thomas Sankara. What happened to Thomas Sankara? Who can do that? He just let it check. During the days of the Cold War, the Colonial War, Patrick Lumumba, Congo, what happened? He was very popular. We saw how he went. So when people sitting down in Liberia and doing these things and saying that, oh, the president is popular with the people, so it means that the president can do anything, or supporter of the government can do anything to other people who disagree, and nothing will come out of it. This concept is wrong. And somehow I seeing the writing on the wall. We are talking there, and people don't want to listen to what they say. We inject ourselves, we insinuate, but they can't defend what that they say you insinuating. They always use this word like they say that people don't know the meaning of these words. And this is the dangerous thing I'm saying. The educated people, the semi-educated people, the elected people, all you find some of them going the same path. That nothing is wrong in Liberia. What is President Weah? There's nothing wrong. Which is fair for us. People come to justify the actions of Yekakoba being attacked. Look, let me say this, people. I don't care what kind of words Yekakoba uses. One, he don't touch anybody, I don't care. If you figure that this man is not fit for somebody against him to run. If you see that he's not serving the people who are candidates to run, that's how you're getting out of power. But to go to attack him at his house. Now, let me do the hypothetical. You think if I was sitting in my house, people come and attack me? If I had one, I would shoot everybody there.
No way, thank God you're not in Liberia.
Yeah, that's no. Because what is the mindset of these people to walk to somebody's house and go and start damaging their property? No reason. And people come, oh, it just happened. Let's see what the government will do. The government has a pattern. They do not investigate anything that happens to people who disagree with them. And there are tons of things you can list. But let me just leave our Liberian people. You know, there's why people say, oh, let's pray to God. I tell people, like, nobody needs to pray to God. Because when you pray to God, you're praying for God to help you. But when you see something wrong, you're doing it, then you say you're praying to God. What is that? It's like you're making mockery. You're treating somebody wrong. Then you say, oh, I'm praying to God for God to help us. Come on, man. People go under the banner of government and attack people, vandalize their homes, take away the property. You know how long people work to buy the TV? They ain't got no relation to the Yaka Kolba. But because they're renting, they are tenants, and you vandalize the people's homes, you take it away. Then people say, oh, let's pray God, nothing should happen. You alienating other people already. Then you say you must pray God. Is that how God will answer? Is that how God will answer kind of prayer? Those who say they must pray God, then they must call the government to say, government, whoever head of the government, please back all these things. Just leave Yeke Kolova and let him move on. When his time reaches, you want to put somebody again, you can do it. But it is time, and I tell people, this country, that country, Liberia, the trend is taking. It's there. It is there. Yesterday, so I hell break loose. People were running hell scatter on our old road. If you see the video. So just to send a message to the people, hey, what you're doing, take time. What will take the government to come out with an investigation? No arrest has been made. Police were right there. All I'm saying, the case of what is the message that the president, we are government sending to the international community? Is he capable of governing the country? And one thing I will say, Mr. Cho, you can only perform best when in your comfort zone, area that you are comfortable with. You are engineer, so when you get in that place, you know what to do. You can talk all your jargon there. When you get outside, it's a different thing. President Weah must be a good person, but he's not a leader. I can say this. What I see in Nigeria, he is not. He's a good soccer player. Nobody can take that from him. When it comes to that, he understands the language. But with politics, I think he has a problem. And if we are not careful, we'll be sad. And I just want to close on this note. The gospel issue, that's an issue that should bother everybody. If the government of Liberia, according to the story, can issue passports to people that they are diplomatic passports they are not seeing, those things should not be worried to us. You don't think for very Liberian to travel, and those who carry Liberian passport, they'll be telling them to go sit down and walk on for 5-6 hours. They are not looking at all those implications. But if you ever call by the target, what this man have done? You are not the president. George, you are President Weah is the president of the Republic of Liberia. So if you ever call by insult the president, if the president feels that he can go to court, he take the call back to court. If he don't want it, let him lay Yeke. But sending people after Yeke, those who love George Weah, play, put words in his ear, let him leave that no man alone. Okay. The people of Lofakan may not like Yeke. I was sitting here. I don't like certain better people. But if you take away that better man's life, it means something to me. Even though I didn't like him, I disagree with him. But the idea, that's my blood. So this thing they're doing. So suppose yesterday, if Yeke would have been killed, what would have been the government response? You know how that said would have turned yesterday? You know how old would have gone? These people are doing that, they don't look at the repercussion. So, because you see, you get about one flying advance. So you say, oh, there's nobody behind the man. I will take away his life. And once I take away his life, then the parents are. You don't know that you have more Yeke and somebody will come more radical than Yeke. But look at the bigger picture. If he eliminated this man, if they would have killed that man yesterday, what would have gone wrong on the old road there? Who knows the outcome? So I just want to leave the Liberian and Mr. Told that, hey,
thank you.
Let the government take some of these things that we say. They disagree with some of us, but the one that makes sense or logic, let it take it and act upon it. Let it leave Yeke alone. They can do anything, let it leave Yeke. Let him end his term. If they want to put any candidate, the deserving woman, she's there, she wants to run, she can run again. But the violent thing is not good. We live with some old ladies like all through the world know what we went through. So many people today who are in government, they not taste this war. They not taste that war. We know what we went through. Let it stop it. So I just want to say thank you, Mr. Toll, and your Labour Progressive. You'll continue.
I'm too tired tonight to fight with anybody. If that's okay, it's that fight. I'm tired to fight. You come in, I'm tired to fight. I will deal with you another time. But thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pastor. I appreciate it. Folks, Samson told LeBron Public, I'm very tired. I got to go. That's been before the program that we're using. Past certain time, they'll shut you up because it gives you certain, you can't continue to operate all night. They're not going to allow that. So thank you. The management in Washington, they won't let me pass certain. After that, pass certain, they were staying over there and shut me off. So thank you very much, and I'll say good night to all of you. In the meantime, let's continue to pray for one another, and let us stay safe. Put your mask on if you have to. Put gloves on. Don't be embarrassed. This disease, they still don't have cure yet. So please stay safe out there. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing we try to do here. We will continue to criticize, but we will do it with responsibility, and we will do it with respect. Despite what other people might think, we're very serious. Liberia is all we have. Let's pray for one another. Let's stay away from violence. Let's argue the point. Logic. Thank you very much. Good night, folks.
Can you